Test, 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 test. Ladies and gentlemen, we welcome you to East Grand Forks, Minnesota. Adrian Cummings here alongside Sam Jensen. What has turned into a breezy mid-October day, folks. It's not, oh my God, there goes the camera. Test, 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 test. Ladies and gentlemen, we welcome you. This is KNOX. Adrian Cummings here. Our camera's blowing away. We're going to try and get that nailed down. If you're field goal kicking to the north tonight, going to be a pretty successful night for you. Otherwise, it's going to be a little bit tougher if you're heading straight into this 25-mile-an-hour headline wind. Sounds all right. Test, 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 test. We welcome you to the broadcast. 30 minutes out from pregame. Adrian Cummings, Sam Jensen, KNOX. Happy to have you on.
Ladies and gentlemen, we welcome you to East Grand Forks for Wednesday Night Lights. High school football as the Green Wave play host to the Detroit Lakes Lakers. East Grand Forks putting on a 3-4 record on the line against the 4-3 Detroit Lakes. You are listening to the Rivards Turf and Forage Grand Trailer Sales KNOX Live Sports Network for tonight's matchup, and you are listening to the Pregame Show. The Pregame Show brought to you by True North Equipment, true to our values, driven by you, and Signature Graphics and Apparel. We craft your vision, you watch it come to life. East Grand Forks taking on Detroit Lakes over the radio waves, 1310 AM, 1079 FM, and we also have a video stream available as well. You can access that by visiting our website, knoxradio.com, and hovering over the live sports tab. Sam Jensen and I will be the host of your pregame show, halftime show, and postgame show here tonight. Also taking care of color commentary and on-site engineering. Alongside me is my partner, Adrian Cummings, taking care of the play-by-play duties here tonight. Adrian, East Grand Forks off to a solid 3-0 start to the season, but now they are on a 4-game skid. What can they do to get back on track tonight against a tough Detroit Lakes team?
Sam, nice to see you. I would say probably the number one thing this team needs to get back to is defense as their identity. They need to be ready to defend, quite frankly, straightforward put, right? In these first couple games of the season, I think they allowed a total of 14 points through 3 games. So get back to defense being the identity of this team. Obviously, Kozowski, standout defensive player for the University of North Dakota. Make defense your identity, get turnovers, stop plays. And tonight's going to be a little bit different with this wind. I would say different element potentially to the game and what we're going to see, just given the fact that this wind is kind of really going to change the game plan. But nonetheless, I think they got to get back to defense as their identity, play hard on the defensive side of the ball, and I think the rest will follow, Sam.
We were joking up in the press box, Adrian, up to 30-mile-an-hour gusts headed towards the north here this evening. I don't imagine we'll be seeing much of an air raid offense from either team here tonight, and I don't think field goal kicking will be much of a factor either. East Grand Forks taking on Detroit Lakes for Wednesday night high school football, the last game of the regular season. Each team trying to go into the section tournament with some momentum. You are listening to the pregame show brought to you by True North Equipment and Signature Graphics and Apparel, and our network sponsors, Rivards Turf and Forage and Grand Trailer Sales. We're going to take a quick break, hear a word from our sponsors, and we'll be right back with the pregame show on KNOX.
When you're in pain, you need more than just a doctor. You need a problem solver. Count on All True Orthopedics and Sports Medicine and get back to what moves you.
Whether it's a golf course, your lawn, a pasture on your farm, cover crop, or even a food plot to help you get that big buck, Rivards Turf and Forage of Grand Forks has developed, mixed, and packaged the premium specialized seed you need for almost every application. Plus, they also carry a full line of ice melter products for your home or business. To check out all their products, go to rivards.com.
Grand Trailer Sales in East Grand Forks is your go-to spot for enclosed utility, flatbed, and dump trailers in the Red River Valley. They have the biggest selection on hand of trailers with great pricing. If you're looking for parts, service, or simply to buy, trade, or rent a trailer, stop into East Grand Forks. GrandTrailersSales.com.
Spray Advantage of Grand Forks carries everything you need for the chemical and fertilizer application on your farm. They have pumps, tips, and tanks from 3 gallons all the way up to 10,000 gallons on hand. They can help with parts and accessories for the fertilizer and tillage equipment on your farm too. Go to SprayAdvantage.com.
Picture yourself at Lake Region State College. With faculty and staff here to help you succeed, we know you by name. Picture your success as you get hands-on ready for the workforce or transfer on to earn your bachelor's degree. Lake Region State College. We change lives.
Apex Apparel is your quick turnaround apparel and promotional item shop in Grand Forks. If you're looking for direct-to-garment printing, embroidery work, or a huge selection of promotional items, come to Apex Apparel, your locally owned, family-run, quick turnaround apparel shop in Grand Forks.
Your family deserves clean, filtered water. High Plains Water offers Millennium Drink Water System, which delivers great-tasting water and also eliminates harmful impurities. Professionally installed and maintained by High Plains Water of Grand Forks. See them at highplainswater.com.
Rust, salt, and time are the biggest enemies for a fuel tank. Never fear, because Grand Forks Welding is here to take care of your enemies for you. We not only fix or patch your tanks, but we can custom fabricate any kind of replacement fuel tanks or service unit. Go to grandforkswelding.com.
If you've got an electrical emergency, call RBB Electric. We are your 24/7 electrician. Your call will always be answered by an RBB employee ready to help 24/7. RBB Electric is on time every time. Your time is valuable, and we don't waste it. RBB Electric always...
It's hard to explain what this feels like. We could try to put it into words, but nothing compares to experiencing it for yourself. You just have to get in the seat.
Visit True North Equipment at any of our 10 locations or at www.truenorthequipment.com. Big Jim's Tire is the area's #1 farm and ag tire supplier, and with harvest here, you want the best. Best tires, best service, and Big Jim's will get it done fast to get you moving again. Big Jim's Tire, Grand Forks.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Rivards Turf and Forage Grand Trailer Sales KNOX Live Sports Network. We are bringing you tonight's East Grand Forks Wednesday Night Lights high school football game against Detroit Lakes on air, 1310 a.m., 107.9 FM, and video feed available on our website, knoxradio.com, under the Live Sports tab. Sam Jensen here. I will be doing color commentary here this evening. Alongside me is Adrian Cummings, who will be taking care of the play-by-play duties. It's Parents' Night in East Grand Forks, so that means they are listing the parents of all the players on the East Grand Forks roster, and we're about 50% done here, really testing out the vocal cords of the public address announcer here in the press box, David Tack. But it's an exciting night, the last game that these seniors will play on their home turf in their high school football career. So a lot of emotions here tonight for the Green Wave, Adrian.
Oh, absolutely, Sam. I made the comment to you in the pregame show or off air that it's borderline a homecoming night. You know, Detroit Lakes maybe homecoming fuel, as it's called from time to time. Of course, Detroit Lakes going to try and play spoiler to this East Grand Forks team, and in the past they have really had their number. We'll see if the Wave can't kick it tonight. We'll bring you some more stats on that later. But like you said, Sam, last time playing on this field, obviously some of the improvements that the Green Wave have made, not only to their facilities, but their programs over the last few years, super notable. And really, it's quite a nice field. Of the places that we travel all year long, certainly East Side is up there with the best of them. So these players and these seniors specifically going to do their best to do right by this field tonight and knock off the Detroit Lakers. Sam, let's take a look at the drive for the title, folks. You're listening to the pregame show. True North Equipment, brought to you by True North Equipment and Signature Graphics and Apparel. And also, we're on 1310 AM, 107.9 FM, 103.3, and live on our YouTube stream that is on KNOX TV. Sam, drive for the title.
Taking a look at our drive for the title, which is brought to you by Toys for Trucks. Accessorize your car, truck, or SUV today at Toys for Trucks. Taking a look at the Section 8 AAA standings, of which East Grand Forks is right in the middle of it. Going from top to bottom, Fergus Falls is unbeaten on the season. So is Morris Area. Dilworth DGF last week, who East Grand Forks fell on their field on Thursday of last week, has a record of 2-2 in the conference and 4-3 overall. East Grand Forks 1-4 in the conference, 3-4 overall. We talked about that earlier, and it will be another point of emphasis that we'll be hammering away at throughout the pregame show. After a 3-0 start to the season, East Grand Forks has dropped their last 4 consecutive games, so looking to get back on track here in the regular season finale. And then closing out the drive for the title, Section 8 AAA standings, we have Thief River Falls with a 2-3 conference record, 2-5 overall, and Perham 0-4 in the conference, 1-6 overall. Some other games that are taking place tonight, we got notables. Fergus Falls is ranked number 8 in Section
Minnesota Football Hub, which is this weird. And we were talking to, I can't think of his name. He runs a scoreboard. He's a math teacher on the east side, but this weird QRF formula that no one really knows how it works, but it always determines the rankings. Fergus Falls comes in at number 6, according to the MinnesotaFootballHub.com. And Morris is ranked number 7, so crowded at the top of the Section 8 AAA standings. East Grand Forks going to do their best to chip away on that block tonight and take off Detroit Lakes, who is a quadruple A team, but often plays down, as some others alluded to in this press box. So should be a nice matchup tonight. Also in action, Little Falls taking on Thief River Falls. Dilworth, Glendon, Felton playing on the road at Perham should be a win there for them there. Morris at Fergus Falls, then of course Detroit Lakes here at East Grand Forks. And a little bit more on this Detroit Lakes team having this East Grand Forks number. So Coach Kozlowski in his 10th season certainly would love to notch his first win against this team. And there's been some rumblings in the box up here, the Cobra Suite, that the offensive coordinator for East Grand Forks has not beat Detroit Lakes, and he started in 1998. So certainly emotions running high for the coaching staff. They're going to want to do whatever they can, Sam, tonight. But that is a look at our drive for the title, brought to you by Toys for Trucks.
That's a good point you make, Adrian. I was doing some digging earlier for some research on tonight's broadcast, trying to find the last time East Grand Forks had defeated Detroit Lakes, and I was not able to find that data. that went all the way back to 2004. So this would be a big win for the East Grand Forks football program, trying to take down a Class 4A team in Minnesota high school football. But that is your drive for the title, which has been brought to you by Toys for Trucks. Accessorize your car, truck, or SUV today at Toys for Trucks. And you are listening to the pregame show, which is brought to you by True North Equipment and Signature Graphics and Apparel. We're going to take a quick break, hear a word from our sponsors, and we'll be right back with the pregame show on KNOX.
From tears in your car, truck, boat, or farm equipment seats to making boat covers or complete restorations of the interior of your hot rod, Finest Auto Trim in Grand Forks can make the inside of your rides look brand new again. Big or small, at Finest Auto Trim, we can cover it all. To check out our services, go to finestautotrim.com or stop out on Demers Avenue in Grand Forks to get your quote today.
When you think breakfast, you think Perkins Restaurant. Whether you keep it simple with a fresh-baked mammoth muffin and coffee or go all out and try the tremendous 12 breakfast, Perkins Restaurant is your breakfast place. Perkins Restaurant and a great breakfast make the perfect team. Since 1972, Jarrell's Sports Center and Hockey World has provided year-round sporting goods, apparel, and of course, hockey equipment and training tools. You'll also find they have a state-of-the-art skate sharpening machine to give you the edge you need. For anything sports, stop into Jarrell's and Hockey World.
Residents of the Midwest are known for being self-starters and getting the job done. But when it comes to electrical work, it's best to call a professional. Hi, this is Steve from Bergstrom Electric. It's true that there's a certain glory to accomplishing a task on your own, but it's our experience that not only will save you time, but also the headaches that go along with home improvement projects. A simple phone call to Bergstrom Electric can make all the difference. At Bergstrom Electric, the light does shine brighter.
As guys, we all love our trucks. That's why Toys for Trucks is your headquarters for all things truck. They carry an amazing selection of rims and tires, plus floor mats, tonneau covers, hitches, plows, and even Excalibur remote car starters for any car, truck, or SUV. And the best part? They can install everything for your truck right at their location. Stop out at Toys for Trucks in Grand Forks to customize your ride, or check them out at toysfortrucks.com.
Today, the PS stands for proper service for your home, farm, or business, which is what you'll get from the team at PS Garage Doors in Grand Forks. Whether you need a door fixed or just thinking about replacing what you already have, no matter what the size, PS Doors offers the proper service for you. Get your proper service at psgaragedoors.com.
Add a pop of color and excitement to your next celebration with Balloons by Misty. Their one-of-a-kind balloon design skills and creativity will make your event unforgettable. It's always a party at Balloons by Misty. Visit balloonsbymisty.com today.
Franson Bank and Trust in Grand Forks is a community bank that caters to businesses, farms, and consumers. They provide customized financial solutions with personalized customer service. Let Franson Bank give you the banking relationship you deserve. Real people, real results.
Signature Graphics in East Grand Forks is your one-stop shop for all your branding and design needs. From embroidery, vinyl wrapping, laser print, and more fully customized from start to finish, all in-house. Signature Graphics. We craft your vision. You watch it come to life.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Rivards Turf and Forage Grand Trailer Sales KNOX Live Sports Network. Tonight we're bringing you Minnesota High School football's the Green Wave play host to the Detroit Lakes Lakers. East Grand Forks putting a 3-4 record on the line tonight against Detroit Lakes, who comes in with a 4-3 record overall on the season. You are listening to the pregame show brought to you by True North Equipment and Signature Graphics and Apparel. Adrian, right now let's take a look at the Fuel for the Game brought to you by Circle K, open 24/7, 7 days a week. Fuel for the Game starting off with Detroit Lakes. Elijah Wyckoff listed on our program as a wide receiver, so you got to imagine he brings some athleticism to that quarterback spot. So he's not only going to be able to hurt you through the air, but on the ground as well. And talking about versatility, we have a few other guys who wear multiple hats for this Laker offense. Caden Strand and Tyler Bai, both listed as running backs and receivers. So we're going to see a versatile offense here for the Lakers that's going to provide a unique challenge for this East Grand Forks defense.
Notable for Wyckoff, Sam, last week, he had the game-winning touchdown pass. He threw that to Tyler Bai as they were able to knock off, I believe, Morris on the road. So nice game for them, but I expect him to come into this game, confidence high. He's feeling good. Obviously throwing a big tutty pass to finish the game off certainly puts a little wind in the sails. So look for Wyckoff to be a difference maker tonight. Again, this wind, pretty notable, right? 18 miles an hour blowing pretty much straight gale through. We're going to be gusting up to 30 tonight, and that's going to travel pretty much perfectly right to left on our field. It's a south wind that's going right through the top of the field, right? This field lines up north-south. So interesting to see how that air game works for a Wyckoff. Like you said, certainly has got some athleticism. Expect him to kind of work the game through the ground. You know, they're not afraid maybe to run this Detroit Lakes team. So be curious to see how that stretches out. What do you got on the East Grand Forks side of the ball, Sam?
Taking a look for East Grand Forks, Jordan Nowaski, the star running back for this Green Wave team. We called the game earlier in the year where he had 4 touchdowns in the first half en route to a blowout victory for East Grand Forks. So he's the star tailback for the Green Wave, and he's going to have a heavy workload on his hands. Once again, referencing the wind here today, East Grand Forks opportunity, usually a team that keeps the ball on the ground. They prefer to control the clock, the pace of play a little bit more. So keeping it on the ground should continue to pad the stats for Jordan Nowaski. Cole Schmiederberg, another running back, he comes in from that fullback position. He has 380 yards on the season. So the twin tandem duo of Nowaski and Schmiederberg is going to be interesting to keep an eye on in the backfield for the Green Wave. And then we also have Austin Rustling listed for those of you watching on KNOX Live Sports, the video stream. He is injured. He's a 6'3" senior receiver for this Green Wave team. Stellar basketball player to note as well. But he is out early in the season, and that is when things started to take a turn for East Grand Forks this year. Starting off 3-0, losing their last 4 consecutive games, and not having him in the lineup has really hurt.
Oh, absolutely. And for someone so Austin Rustling obviously lines up as a wide receiver, big frame, big body, a lot of speed, really good body control from basketball. And we watched this a couple games last year when we saw him on the hardwood, really able to control his body and put it where he wants. Ends up with a thumb injury, and basketball is his primary sport, so he says, hey, I'm not going to risk it. What that turns into now is that your options to stretch of field are limited, right? One of your biggest, I'll say easiest, and I'll use that as a light term, easiest targets downfield is pretty much eliminated from this game. So Austin Rustling not expected to go tonight, and that's going to be a big, big hindrance tonight for this East Grand Forks Green Wave team, Sam.
Certainly affects their passing attack, doesn't provide much support to their starting quarterback. Their starting quarterback is Jacob Stassen. Speaking of starting lineups, thank you for the Feel to the Game, brought to you by Circle K, which is open 24/7, 7 days a week. Let's now turn to the starting lineups for both of these teams tonight, focusing on offense, and then maybe when we come back from the break, we can focus on the defensive side of the ball. But taking a look at the offense, starting with East Grand Forks, these starting lineups are brought to you by Franzen Bank and Trust. Real people, real results, member FDIC. Starting lineups for East Grand Forks offense, leading the huddle is going to be quarterback Jacob Stassen, running backs who we highlighted in the Feel for the Game, Jordan Nowaski, Cole Schmiederberg at the fullback position. Wide receivers are Noah Fries and Jackson Stassen. Offensive line, some big boys up front for East Grand Forks, and they're going to have a tall task as Detroit Lakes is a big team as well. But some of the players that everyone comes to mind, Maverick Martin, Messi Kalenda, Luke Massman is the center. Then on the other side of Massman, we have Sebastian Olsen and Rylan Gravos, all senior leaders on this East Grand Forks football team. And then rounding out the starting lineup for East Grand Forks on offense is their tight end, Cole Bees. Now taking a look at the starting lineup for Detroit Lakes. Once again, these starting lineups brought to you by Franzen Bank and Trust. Real people, real results. Member FDIC. Leading the huddle for the Lakers is Elijah Wyckoff. The star tailback, Easton Wall. Fullback is Cale MacArthur. Wide receivers, we have Dawson Von Ruden and Tyler Bai. Now moving to the offensive line, moving left to right, we have Dylan Beckerus coming in at 6'6", 300 pounds. Then we have Gabe Leff. Center is Ryan Bai, 5'11", 255 pounds. Offense. Then on the other side of Bai, we have Brendan Severson at 6'3", 230 pounds. Ryan Brinkman, 6'2", 250 pounds. And then we have the tight end, Isaiah Vargas. So what stands out a lot for me, Adrian, with this Detroit Lakes offense is the size of their offensive line.
Unique combination, Sam, because you don't generally see at the high school level, you don't generally see 3 to 4 to 5 big offensive linemen, right? I mean, it's guys that can play the position, right? I mean, this is not a college roster. They're not recruiting for these guys, but some serious size up front for Detroit Lakes tonight. That's going to be trouble for the East Grand Forks Green Wave, and we'll talk a little bit about their defensive starters and how does that line get penetration. We'll talk a little bit of that more. Thank you for our friends in Bank and Trust starting lineups. Folks, you're listening to KNOX 1310 AM, 107.9 FM, the flagship for the Red River Valley, and you're watching on KNOX TV. We're going to send you to a quick break. This is the pregame show brought to you by True North Equipment and Signature Graphics and Apparel. 11 minutes away from kickoff here. East Grand Forks playing host to the Detroit Lakers, what should be an excellent football game We'll be back in a few.
When you need the right part for your pickup, head to Northwood or call Mike's Custom Truck. Amanda will drop ship any part you need: turbos, upgraded fuel pumps, Edge products, and more. Mike's Custom Truck, 587-6335.
You've been waiting for a chance to do something that matters, something big without a big price tag. Welcome to Northland Community and Technical College. Here you can have a big impact on a small campus, in classrooms that mirror today's workplace, with instructors who teach from experience and know you by name. You've been waiting for a place like this. Are you ready?
Need seed, think Proseed. Proseed.net.
Grand Trailer Sales in East Grand Forks is your go-to spot for enclosed utility, flatbed, and dump trailers in the Red River Valley. They have the biggest selection on hand of trailers with great pricing. If you're looking for parts, service, or simply to buy, trade, or rent a trailer, stop into East Grand Forks. GrandTrailersSales.com.
Apex Apparel is your quick turnaround apparel and promotional item shop in Grand Forks. If you're looking for direct-to-garment printing, embroidery work, or a huge selection of promotional items, come to Apex Apparel, your locally owned, family-run, quick turnaround apparel shop in Grand Forks.
Whether it's a golf course, your lawn, a pasture on your farm, cover crop, or even a food plot to help you get that big buck, Rivard's Turf and Forage of Grand Forks has developed, mixed, and packaged the premium specialized seed you need for almost every application. Plus, they also carry a full line of ice melter products for your home or business. To check out all their products, go to rivards.com.
Picture yourself at Lake Region State College. With faculty and staff here to help you succeed, we know you by name. Picture your success as you get hands-on ready for the workforce or transfer on to earn your bachelor's degree. Lake Region State College. We change lives.
Spray Advantage of Grand Forks carries everything you need for the chemical and fertilizer application on your farm. They have pumps, tips, and tanks from 3 gallons all the way up to 10,000 gallons on hand. They can help with parts and accessories for the fertilizer and tillage equipment on your farm too. Go to sprayadvantage.com.
Your local...
Coming back to this pregame show, it is brought to you by True North Equipment and Signature Graphics and Apparel. Sam, we got some defensive starters to go through. That is brought to us by Franz Bank and Trust. And we'll take you through the keys for the game, brought to you by Jarrell's and Hockey World. What do you got for us, Sam?
Starting with East Grand Forks, taking a look at the starting 11 on the defensive side of the ball. In the secondary, we've got Jez Jones and Dodge Hall taking care of their cornerback positions. And then also in the secondary, we have Jackson Stassen from his free safety position. Outside linebacker Jordan Waskey alongside Cole Bees. They're going to be playing a factor tonight, trying to pressure the starting quarterback for Detroit Lakes, as well as Max Bees. And then taking a look now at their defensive line, Messi Kalenda, Maverick Martin, and Rylan Gravos. And then on the other side of the linebacking core, that 3-4 defense that East Grand Forks runs, we have Braden Overgaard and Cole Schmiederberg. Now taking a look at the starters for Detroit Lakes on the defensive side of the ball. Their secondary starts with their cornerbacks, Andy Bartness and Dawson Von Ruden. Their free safety is Caden Strand. Strong safety is Ryan Francis. Outside linebacker is Nick Buboltz. Easton Wall. Now moving to the defensive line, Brendan Severson, Ryan By, Ryan Brinkman, Isaiah Vargas, and Cale MacArthur is the outside linebacker for this Detroit Lakers defense. Adrian, that's the starting lineups on the defensive side of the ball. Once again, that is brought to you by Franz Bank and Trust. Real people, real results. Member FDIC. Adrian, I think that will be a good segue for us to take a look at the keys to the game. The keys to the game are brought to you by Jarrell's. See what's new for the season and stop in today. Taking a look at the keys to the game, starting with Detroit Lakes. They have to force EGF to pass the ball, especially in these conditions. But we know East Grand Forks is most comfortable when they're controlling the clock and keeping the ball on the ground. So not allowing them to move the ball effectively with their star running backs will be a key for this Detroit Lakes defense. force a turnover. EGF has struggled in that regard. They've thrown a couple of interceptions. They've lost a couple of fumbles. So winning the turnover battle will be a key to the game tonight for Detroit Lakes. And also East Grand Forks, usually whoever wins that turnover battle is going to win the football game. And then you want to be explosive on offense, especially early in this game. Try to get yourself a comfortable lead and then start to move to a more conservative style of play calling. Those are the keys to the game for Detroit Lakes. Adrian, what does East Grand Forks have to do to come out victorious here tonight?
No shocker here, Sam, as we highlighted as part of our starting lineups. Detroit Lakes is big up front, and they are based on the run game. They want to run the ball. They want to pound the rock. We are coming up maybe against immovable force, an unstoppable object, right, something like that. This East Grand Forks team wants to play that way, and they did for the first 3 games of the season. They controlled the clock, lots of running, lots of time of possession. So they're going to obviously try and maybe do that again. But Detroit Lakes is based on the run game. You got to slow them down early. You got to make them test you through the air. Contain Wyckoff and keep him inside. As long as he is working inside the tackles, East Grand Forks has got a shot tonight. Like we talked about, he's an athletic frame. He's big. He can move around easily. He's got some wide receiver straight line speed. Do not let him roll out. You might have to play a spy tonight. And establish a run and control the clock. Again, we can't talk about it enough. This game is probably going to be won on the ground tonight, certainly with the conditions we have through the air with this just straight line wind. So, again, keep them off the ground and keep them really trying to just chip away slowly at some of those gains on the running side and contain Wyckoff and keep him inside. I think East Grand Forks has got a chance in this one, Sam.
So some of my primary takeaways from that, Adrian, from our Keys to the Game brought to you by Jarrell's, is basically whoever's going to win the battle in the trenches tonight is going to have the advantage. So an old football guy once told me, watch the line of scrimmage. Don't watch the skill positions. Don't watch the quarterback. And usually whichever way the line is tilting, that team is going to have the advantage, whether they're on offense or defense. And I think we hit all those notes in our Keys to the Game in terms of establishing a ground game. And for East Grand Forks on defense, containing that quarterback for the Lakers, Wyckoff, keeping him inside, not allowing him to get outside of the pocket, because that's where he will hurt you. When he extends plays, runs outside of the pocket, your secondary defensive coverage might break down. So keeping him in the pocket and applying pressure early on will be a key to East Grand Forks' success here tonight.
One thing worth noting, Sam, I'm going to spotlight a potential impact player tonight. Number 78, Maverick Martin, comes in at 235. He is a senior, 6'1". He's got to have a big night. He plays in this defensive line, also on the offensive line. But on the defensive side of the ball, he has got to make an impact tonight for the Green Wave. You got to get pressure home. You got to get Wyckoff uncomfortable. You have to let Maverick Martin use his talents and his abilities, right? His size and his speed and his power, really, of all things. Get Martin involved in the game. Get him going early. Get this Detroit Lakers team off their rocker a little bit. Again, Detroit Lakes has had an excellent run against East Grand Forks. East Grand Forks has got to show them, hey, we're not taking that tonight. We're not playing for that tonight. We got to establish some power up front and get going from there, Sam.
100% agree for the playmakers for East Grand Forks, keeping our focus on the trenches here tonight. We are just over 3 minutes away from kickoff. We're going to take one final break of the pregame show. Do not go anywhere. We will be right back with Minnesota High School football on KNOX.
If you've got an electrical emergency, call RBB Electric. We are your 24/7 electrician. Your call will always be answered by an RBB employee ready to help 24/7. RBB Electric is on time every time. Your time is valuable, and we don't waste it. RBB Electric always calls ahead to schedule service. We are online always. If you suffer from slow download speeds, call our certified network designers and installers. On call, on time, and online. RBB Electric won't leave you in the dark. RBB Electric, your 24/7 electricians.
When you think breakfast, you think Perkins Restaurant. Whether you keep it simple with a fresh-baked mammoth muffin and coffee or go all out and try the tremendous 12 breakfast, Perkins Restaurant is your breakfast place. Perkins Restaurant and a great breakfast make the perfect team.
Rust, salt, and time are the biggest enemies for a fuel tank. Never fear, because Grand Forks Welding is here to take care of your enemies for you. We not only fix or patch your tanks, but we can custom fabricate any kind of replacement fuel tanks or service unit. Go to grandforkswelding.com.
Man of Steel.
When you're in pain, you need more than just a doctor. You need a problem solver. Count on All True Orthopedics and Sports Medicine and get back to what moves you.
Your family deserves clean, filtered water. High Plains Water offers Millennium Drink Water System, which delivers great-tasting water and also eliminates harmful impurities. Professionally installed and maintained by High Plains Water of Grand Forks. See them at highplainswater.com.
Today, the PS stands for proper service for your home, farm, or business, which is what you'll get from the team at PS Garage Doors in Grand Forks. Whether you need a door fixed or just thinking about replacing what you already have, no matter what the size, PS Doors offers the proper service for you. Get your proper service at psgaragedoors.com.
From tears in your car, truck, boat, or farm equipment seats to making boat covers or complete restorations of the interior of your hot rod, Finest Auto Trim in Grand Forks can make the inside of your rides look brand new again. Big or small, at Finest Auto Trim, we can cover it all. To check out our services, go to finestautotrim.com or stop out on Demers Avenue in Grand Forks to get your quote today.
As guys, we all love our trucks. That's why Toys for Trucks is your headquarters for all things truck. They carry an amazing selection of rims and tires, plus floor mats, tonneau covers, hitches, plows, and even Excalibur remote car starters for any car, truck, or SUV. And the best part? They can install everything for your truck right at their location. Stop out at Toys for Trucks in Grand Forks to customize your ride, or check them out at toysfortrucks.com.
Wow, Ram buyers, listen up. Right now, get 22% off all remaining Ram trucks at Nelson Auto in Grand Forks. Yep, you heard right, 22% off. You pick 1500 or heavy duty and save 22% right off the top. Or get 0% for 72 months on select Wrangler, Grand Cherokee, Pacifica, or Dodge Hornet. These are huge discounts.
Ladies and gentlemen, as we welcome you to Sugar Beet Country, we're about a half second behind as the initial kick went up in the air. East Grand Forks booted that one to Detroit Lakes, and Detroit Lakes not able to get a nice return on it, so that's where you're going to join us tonight. Detroit Lakes going to set up shop their 19-yard line. We have some breaking news as we found kind of in the pregame, I guess, waiting for the national anthem. Looks like Austin Rustling is suiting up, and he's going to play tonight, folks, so interesting development to see how that might change the game for East Grand Forks, Sam.
That is a huge boost of momentum to the East Grand Forks sideline. Their star wide receiver is going to play tonight. We're still yet to be determined in what capacity, as we already have a big run here from the quarterback for Detroit Lakes, Wyckoff, as he's going to rattle off a 20-yard rush to start this game. So not the start that East Grand Forks was looking for defensively.
Wyckoff breaks off a big one early on. Looks like a designed QB draw, maybe read. We'll see. This is going to be a tone setter. Obviously, this first drive is going to be super, super critical as we play through tonight. Folks, happy to have you in the broadcast. You're listening to 1310 AM, 107.9 FM. You're watching on KNOX TV. It can be found on YouTube or our website, knoxradio.com. In the backfield now is Wyckoff. Out of the shotgun, he's going to hand this one off, moving to the right side, and going to be swallowed up near the line of scrimmage. That is Easton Wall, number 15, the running back. So East Grand Forks able to contain the run game there quickly, Sam. They're going to want a few wins like that. If they can limit them to 2 yards, maybe a carry, 1, 2, 3 at a time, be perfect for them tonight, obviously, and they get a nice stop early. Establish a little bit of rhythm on the defensive side of the ball and make the series short for the Lakers. That's the kind of start you need for the Green Wave.
Nice tackle there from Cole Schmierberg coming in from his linebacker position, and that might be the role of the defensive line here tonight. Obviously, you want to see them make plays in the backfield, but if they can take up their man in the trenches on the offensive line for Detroit Lakes and allow lanes for their linebackers to come in and make plays, as long as they execute and make those tackles, that could make it a long night for this Laker offense.
Heavy package in the offensive line out of the shotgun. This one's going to be another hand up. It's going to be a draw, actually, coming and cutting it back up the center. Wyckoff, he is swallowed up for no gain, so we're going to have third down here very quickly, Sam. That draw play is interesting. They kind of had how their receivers spread, and not an empty backfield, just one off the left side of his hip there. From the shotgun, he works out of the option, but he is swallowed up. East Grand Forks quickly gets the Lakers to third down. This is a big play here at their 44-yard line. Just 10.5 minutes remain in this first quarter. A big swing here, Sam. Let's see what the Green Wave can dial up.
Big 3rd down and 7 here for the Laker offense, even bigger for this East Grand Forks defense.
Wyckoff in the backfield, 2 men to the right. It's going to be a pass. He's going to drop back screen play. This one caught near the first down marker, and it's going to go good. Slipping out of the backfield there, uncovered Easton Wall. Looks like Green Wave brought pressure and just did not account for him in their game plan as he runs that little wheel. He's able to advance the chain, so the Lakers 2 first downs on this drive. East Grand Forks got him to 3rd and long, did the right stuff, just unable to capitalize on their field position there.
And it didn't necessarily look like it was a screen, although the quarterback Wyckoff was facing immediate pressure from that defensive front from East Grand Forks, but Wall was able to sneak out into the flats, and he was wide open with a lot of room to run in front of him. 1st down and 10 here now from the Lakers from the East Grand Forks 40-yard line. Another quarterback option play, and he's going to be snuffed out in the backfield. Another nice tackle there from the linebacker, Cole Schmierberg.
So limiting Wyckoff early, and that has really worked for the Green Wave, save for that first drop play kind of right off the gun. They've done a nice job of swallowing him up now 3 plays in a row. As we're going to get a timeout from the Lakers early, folks. That is at 9 minutes and 24 seconds in this first quarter. The Lakers going to take one. Folks, we're going to take it with them. You're listening to KNOX. We'll be back in 45.
Add a pop of color and excitement to your next celebration with Balloons by Misty. Their one-of-a-kind balloon design skills and creativity will make your event unforgettable. It's always a party at Balloons by Misty. Visit balloonsbymisty.com today.
Residents of the Midwest are known for being self-starters and getting the job done. But when it comes to electrical work, it's best to call a professional. Hi, this is Steve from Bergstrom Electric. It's true that there's a certain glory to accomplishing a task on your own, but it's our experience that not only will save you time, but also the headaches that go along with home improvement projects. A simple phone call to Bergstrom Electric can make all the difference. At Bergstrom Electric, the light does shine brighter.
Folks, as we welcome you back to East Grand Forks, fresh off a timeout, the Lakers going to play in shotgun. We got a little bit of movement up front. Curious to see who it's on. Looks like it's going to be encroachment on East Grand Forks. I guess I didn't see anything, Sam. Any differing opinion to my right?
Unless there was a defensive lineman lined up over the line of scrimmage, I certainly didn't see any jumps from the defensive front for the Green Wave. Nevertheless, that's going to move Detroit Lakes up 5 yards, and that's going to make it a more manageable second down from East Grand Forks' 37-yard line.
Yeah, so they lost 2 on the Wyckoff draw. They get back 5 before the snap comes off, so they have 2nd and 7 from the 37. Wyckoff going to take a direct snap. He's going to work towards the middle. He's going to be bottled up near the line to gain. Curious to see where this one goes. Sammy sort of got that running back vision. He stays a little bit lower in his stance. He's able to use his eyes and survey the field as he's done thus far in this drive, and they are going to give him credit for that first down. So East Grand Forks now got to find a stop, Sam. They've given up 3 first downs on this drive, a couple big gainers, and they had them on 3rd and 7, and a really manageable 2nd and 12 there, but just unable to stay clean on that defensive front. So no more free yards.
And they've made Detroit Lakes work for it to a certain extent. 2nd down conversion there. The previous set of downs, they got it on 3rd down. So minus that one big run from Wyckoff, they've been limiting the big plays so far early in this first possession.
Wyckoff, this is not Wyckoff, excuse me. This is Caden Strand, the quarterback now. So we maybe have a little bit of a interesting. Maybe we've been reading the wrong name. Caden Strand takes the draw play there. It looks like this Detroit Lakes offense is really centered around what that quarterback can do on his legs. Again, they're driving straight into the wind, so I wouldn't be so astounded if they didn't pass. But maybe some different looks out of the backfield, as this one looks like Strand is going to get the nod again. I wonder if Wyckoff didn't come out of the game on that timeout, Sam.
He certainly must have. On the depth chart that we were sent before the game, we did have Wyckoff listed as quarterback number 1. This is going to be a handoff to number 15, Easton Wall. He's going to run up the left side of the offensive line. That's going to be good for a first down for the Lakers, so another fresh set of downs from the 21-yard line. So knocking on the door of the RBB Electric Red Zone is Detroit Lakes. But Wyckoff, it'll be interesting to see if he is healthy, how Detroit Lakes is going to manage 2 quarterbacks, whether one of them is more of a passing quarterback, but it appears both of them have the ability to run the ball.
And their 3rd quarterback on the depth chart, Gus Oakson, also is checking into this game, so they kind of got arms all over the field, Sam. As this East Grand Forks defense now needs to find a stop. 3rd and short, they have a good opportunity to get one here just on the doorstep of their own red zone. This one's going to be a direct snap, bottled up near the line. We'll see where it ends up. I think this one is going to be good. Detroit Lakes really moving that ball effectively on the ground early, Sam, as they pound forward for their 4th first down of this drive. All of them have come through the ground. They haven't even looked to the air once. And they're going to be right in the 19-yard line, so they have now entered our RBB Electric Red Zone. 1st and 10 from the 19-yard line. 7.5 minutes remain in this first quarter. Different look under center now is Strand. He's going to give the halfback just handoff on the right side. East Grand Forks doing a nice job. It's interesting, Sam. They've done a nice job bottling up the run when it's a direct handoff. They've struggled a little bit on some of those draw plays, so I'm not sure if it's just that first step that the quarterback's able to get, but this one goes for no gain. It's going to be 2nd and 10 now from the 19-yard line.
And a lot of that emphasis on the defensive side of the ball could be a focus in the film room on the running back, Easton Wall, not trying to let him hurt you on the ground. He must be one of the best playmakers for the Lakers. So if someone's going to hurt you, you don't want it to be Wall, and East Grand Forks has done a good job bottling him up so far in the first possession.
As we look to the sideline, not able to see Wall. This snap is going to come out of the shotgun now. Direct snap. This is going to be to Strand. Strand's going to run work to the right side. He's going to be taken down. Nice team tackle there by the East Grand Forks defense. Again, getting Detroit Lakes into a 3rd and long situation. This is where you have to capitalize, Sam.
You got to get your defense off the field here at this part of the field for Detroit Lakes. Even if they do have a formidable kicker in this wind, he would be kicking against 18-mile-an-hour gust headed towards the north. So even though this is a 3rd down and 8 for East Grand Forks, they might need to make 2 stops to get their offense onto the field.
And we'll talk a little bit about this formation that Detroit Lakes is running, but it looks unchanged on 3rd and long. They're going to go direct snap again. He's busted near the line of scrimmage. Nice tackle by the Green Wave there as they're going to pull him down for a 3-yard loss. East Grand Forks holds, bend, don't break. Loss of 4, excuse me. They're now to the 20-yard line. Decision time for Detroit Lakes. They've really shown a tendency to go for it and keep their foot on the gas pedal early in the game. So field position. I mean, East Grand Forks has got 80 yards to go the other way. We'll see what they do. Looks like they're going to trot out a play here. Strand now going to take this one out of the shotgun. One man off his left hip. That is Wall. Strand's going to drop back. They are going to throw. East Grand Forks busts one at the line of scrimmage. It hits the turf softly. East Grand Forks forces a turnover on downs. Nice stop there defensively. East Grand Forks will get their first touch of the ball here with 5 minutes and 19 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Nice job by the Green Wave holding, Sam.
And it kind of looked like that similar 3rd down conversion that Detroit Lakes had earlier in the possession, where it looked like they were trying to run a screen play as the defensive front for East Grand Forks was all barreling down on Strand, the quarterback for Detroit Lakes. But he threw it behind his intended target, Easton Wall, and East Grand Forks able to get a turnover on downs for their first possession of the game. Now let's see what the offense can do, being led out onto the field by their quarterback, Jacob Stassen.
First look at this Green Wave offense, take it over their 20-yard line. Stassen's going to play he's going to play, got to take a look now. They're motioning. got to get myself reoriented. Stassen's going to play out of the shotgun, one man off his left hip. I believe that's Nowacki. And we're going to get a timeout. This one's going to be taken by Coach Kozowski. This timeout brought to you by Apex Apparel and Signature Graphics. Sam, we're going to keep this one here. So East Grand Forks able to get that stop defensively. Nice work for them. They let up a few first downs, but they were able to find a little bit of mojo and finally bottle up that Detroit Lakes running game. What'd you like on that first defensive drive?
Key takeaways was their ability to stop the star running back for Detroit Lakes, Easton Wall, really bottling him up, not giving him much space to run. Detroit Lakes was able to hurt them with their designed quarterback runs. The trio of quarterbacks that we saw filter in
carousel.
On that first carousel of quarterbacks for Detroit Lakes on their first offensive possession, but they did a really good job, the East Grand Forks defense did, of bottling up Wall and not allowing him to hurt them on the ground. So looking for continued success. I was really impressed with the defensive front and the play of the linebackers, both Braden Overgaard and Cole Schmiederberg.
Stassen in the backfield now, man in motion. This one's going to be a jet sweep play. It's going to go to Nowacki. He's got some room to run outside if he can beat a man. He's got a lot of yards in front of him. He's going to get very close to that line to gain 9-yard pickup on the left side. That one goes to Nowacki on the direct jet sweep play. Nice look there for the Green Wave coming near side with that one. 2nd and 1 now, just 5 minutes remain in this first quarter.
Interesting to see if East Grand Forks sticks with this shotgun formation. We're used to seeing them run more power-style formations like
Correct.
The one we're seeing right here, an I formation, short yardage, 2nd down and 1. They're going to try power their way for a first down.
Pitch outside to Nowacki. He's going to get off the tackle. He's going to have some room to run. Following that nice chrome green helmet, he's going to get a nice gainer there. 11 yards for Nowacki, excuse me. He's all the way out to the 40-yard line, so the East Grand Forks convert easily. Nowacki now with 20 yards on this one possession, 2 plays.
Nowacki certainly has been carrying this offense all season long, and when he has a good game, this East Grand Forks offense has a good game, and man, it looks like he's running with a little extra juice here tonight.
Wind at his back, maybe it's uplifting him, trying to use his shoulder blades as a sail, right, as this one's going to go power, pitch to Nowacki. He's going to come near side. He's going to be bottled up near the line of scrimmage, going to just tumble forward for a 1-yard gain. Nice defensive play there. It's number 15, Easton Wall. He's a running back for this Detroit Lakes team, also plays middle linebacker. So I might have a little bit of inside knowledge on what Nowacki's trying to do.
Good play there by the Detroit Lakes defense, really pushing Nowacki to the perimeter, allowing him as much room as he likes east to west, but north and south, they're going to make him work for it. So a little defensive adjustment there in the middle of this possession for the Laker defense. East Grand Forks, Stassen with Nowaski on his right hip, shotgun formation, 2 receivers to the left. Stassen's going to throw this one, looking to the far side of the field. He's looking for Dodge Hall, but that's going to be just out of Hall's diving reach. So that's going to result in a 3rd down and long for the Green Wave. It will officially be a 3rd down and 9 from their own 41-yard line.
Looked like a nice throw from Stassen. Seemed to be on a rope, but just maybe didn't make it all the way out there to Dash Hall. But nonetheless, now Green Wave got some yardage to make up here. And we saw this Lakers team convert on some long packages. We're hoping for a little bit of luck for the men in green, Sam. For those of you watching on KNOX TV, we apologize, but the jersey matchup is a little bit of camouflage. Out of the backfield now is Stassen. He's going to hand this one off. This one's going to go to number 9. I'll get a name for you in a second. He's got it. Race to the sticks. He's got it. Corner. 20 yards, 25. Nice play there. That one goes to Cole Schmiederberg on 3rd and 9. Schmiederberg able to grind some yards off the marker there. Nice conversion for East Grand Forks. They're down now to the 34-yard line of the Detroit Lakes Lakers.
And I was just going to say, Adrian, that felt like a clear passing 3rd down and 9 situation for East Grand Forks, but Ryan Koselski says, watch this, hands it off to the fullback, Cole Schmiederberg, and he had a lot of room to run up the middle, and he flips the field for the Green Wave.
Out of the shotgun now is Stas and Nowaki in motion. They run that fake jet sweep. He's going to actually take this one, follow his lead blocker. Nice job lowering his shoulder there, putting his shoulder pad into number 9 on the tackle for the Lakers is Oakson. But not before Stassen's able to add 5 yards to his own tally as we have an injured timeout here. Detroit Lakes player. This timeout brought to you by Big Jim's Tire and Apex Apparel. We're going to take it with them, folks. Back in 45. You're listening to KNOX 0-0. 3 minutes remain in the first quarter. Green Wave.
Since 1972, Jarrell's Sports Center and Hockey World has provided year-round sporting goods, apparel, and of course, hockey equipment and training tools. You'll also find they have a state-of-the-art skate sharpening machine to give you the edge you need for anything sports. Stop into Jarrell's and Hockey World. When you need the right part for your pickup, head to Northwood or call Mike's Custom Truck. Amanda will drop ship any part you need. Turbos, upgraded fuel pumps, Edge products, and more. Mike's Custom Truck, 587-6335. Your local Circle K and Holiday Station stores are proud to support high school activities. Stop by the new Circle K location at 1316 South Washington Street for not only gas, but a wide array of hot and cold food, snacks for everyone, and a car wash. Open 24/7, 7 days a week.
As we welcome you back to Sugar Beet Country, interesting formation for the Green Wave here as they're going to run, show power. Nowaski's going to work towards that line of scrimmage. He's going to be bottled up. Getting a nice bear hug on him is Dylan Beckerus, the big boy, 6'6", 300, the senior. That one's going to go for a short game. Actually shocked Sam they gave him some yardage. I'm shocked they gave it to him.
Good job by Nowaski falling forward to pick up the limited yards that were allowed to him. I kind of like it when East Grand Forks comes out, that spread formation on offense. It kind of takes some bodies out of the box from Detroit Lakes and opens things up for those tailbacks. But here comes East Grand Forks in this 3rd down and 3 situation from their 28-yard line, another bunch formation.
Ooh, this one's going to be a fake pitch, and this is going to go as a little gut punch. Nice play by the Green Wave there. Had me fooled, Sam, and Schmiederberg gets the carry, and Stassen kind of fakes the pitch to the guy working outside, the same play they just ran. Nice little bit of deception there from the Green Wave, Sam. The downside to having all this size up front for the Lakers is that they really have not a lot of speed. So you get a play like that where guys maybe are taking a step back, looking left or right. All of a sudden you're punching right up the gut and you're going for 6-7 yards. As the Green Wave do enter our RBB Electric red zone at the 19-yard line.
And here comes this spread-style offense for East Grand Forks after utilizing the power formation. They have wide receivers all over the field. They're going to hand this one off to Dodge Hall up the middle. He's able to pick up 4 or 5 yards on the play. So a nice gain on the ground for East Grand Forks on 1st down. So that's going to result in a 2nd down and 5 from right around the 14-yard line.
Clock winding down just near a minute and a half remaining in this first quarter. We've played to a 0-0 tie. The East Grand Forks Green Wave driving on their first possession of the football game. Got a very nice stop at their own 20-yard line on 4th and 10. And now they have an opportunity maybe to notch the scoreboard. They're firmly in our RBB Electric red zone. It's going to be 2nd and 4 or 5. Don't have great eyes from over here. Put a man in motion. He's going to double back. Nowaski's going to move into pass pro as Dodge Hall's going to make a nice hop jump and skip forward there. He's going to be near that first down line to gain. We'll see if they give it to him.
And I think they are going to give him a first down. The referee is indicating to stop the clock either for a measurement or a moving of the chains. The clock is stopped at 59 seconds remaining, and they are going to give it to him. So a big first down conversion for East Grand Forks inside the RBB Electric red zone. Dodge Hall picking up that set of downs.
And Sam, this is going to be a big part of this game, is you have to take your opportunities when they come to you. East Grand Forks has gone on a 71-yard drive to this point. 9 yards separate them and 11 men from the end zone. You got to get in here. You got to punch it through. Take advantage of your opportunities, especially in the red zone, especially early. As this one's going to be handed off to Schmiederberg. Schmiederberg on a foot race to the end zone, and he's in red, folks. Touchdown, Green Wave. 6-0 the Green Wave. They score with 34 seconds remaining in the first quarter. That's Cole Schmiederberg off the handoff from Stassen. Sam, I think we're going to take another look at this one. This replay brought to you by American Family Insurance, Tyler Nagel Agency. Nice play by the Green Wave there. Luca Carpenter on the camera for us tonight, Sam.
Cole Schmiederberg gets this one handed off. He was lined up on the left hip of Stassen, and this is just pure power football. Good job by the offensive line creating some room for Schmiederberg on that one. That replay was brought to you by American Family Insurance, Tyler Nagel Agency. So that is going to be the first score of the game, putting the Green Wave up by a score of 6-0 on our All True Health System scoreboard with 33 seconds remaining in the first quarter. At this point, after attempt, did it flutter through? It did. I think that was blocked at the line of scrimmage, but it was still able to flutter over the goalpost, so that's going to extend the lead for East Grand Forks. Solid 80-yard drive for the Green Wave, and they lead the Lakers by a score of 7-0.
Excellent drive for the Green Wave there, Sam. Just hard to complain here for Coach Gzowski. Had a big third down conversion. You play clean football the whole way down the field, and you're able to just pretty much play power offense and pound that one in the end zone. Got to feel good to get the lead early on these Lakers. Again, that scoreboard, your All True Health System scoreboard, reads East Grand Forks 7, the Lakers 0.
And a great job there of East Grand Forks defense forcing a turnover on downs, and you could feel the momentum shift to the offensive side of the ball. Now let's see if that can translate the other way, and let's see if the success that the offense just had will translate to momentum for the defensive unit as they're going to try keep Detroit Lakes off the scoreboard as they're getting ready to start their second offensive possession of the football game with only 34 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Our All True Health System scoreboard reads East Grand Forks 7 after a Cole Schmiederberg 6-yard touchdown run. Detroit Lakes 0. And
kick is up, and this one's going to be fielded at the 9-yard line. Is going to just trickle up the sideline and going to be pushed out of bounds easily. The returner there is number 1, Andy Bartness. He is a senior, listed at 6'1", 175, so some good height and length for him. As we're going to get going now, this couple plays probably is going to be the end of this first quarter. We'll see what Detroit Lakes wants to do.
Detroit Lakes, obviously not too much urgency. They were able to effectively move the ball down the field on their last possession, but they got snuffed out inside the RBB Electric red zone, and that's going to be something we're going to keep an eye on. Detroit Lakes is 0 for 1 in the red zone. East Grand Forks 1 for 1. Whoever wins that battle is likely to come out victorious here tonight.
We're going to have another quarterback tuck and run here. This one's going to go for just about nothing. We'll see what they spot him for. As there's just 15 seconds remaining in this first quarter, folks, we thank you for listening. This is 1310 AM, 107.9 FM, KNOX Sports. You're also watching on KNOX TV, can be found on YouTube or our website, knoxradio.com. Under the live sports tab, you'll see Sam and I. Sam, we got a nice game tomorrow night. We'll talk about that a little bit later. This is going to wind down our first quarter. So after one, the Green Wave lead this one by a score of 7-0. We'll take a short break, folks. We'll be back with you here. You're listening to football on KNOX.
Pro Ag in Grand Forks and Grafton carries the equipment and parts on hand to make your farming operation run smooth. They carry all major brands like Honeybee, Alloway, Amity, Artex, Hardy, Capello, Monosem, Pickett, Wilrich, and Black Ace. So whether you're trading in, buying, or just need parts, go to ProAgEquip.com to see everything Pro Ag has to offer.
You've been waiting for a chance to do something that matters, something big without a big price tag. Welcome to Northland Community and Technical College. Here you can have a big impact on a small campus, in classrooms that mirror today's workplace, with instructors who teach from experience and know you by name. You've been waiting for a place like this. Are you ready?
Folks, as we welcome you back to East Grand Forks, Minnesota, In the shadow of senior high, we got football tonight, Wednesday night football, as we gear up for the sectional games that will begin next Tuesday night. Got a nice football game in front of us thus far. East Grand Forks leads this one by a score of 7-0. 12 minutes remaining in the third quarter, so we'll see how this one's going to get going. In the backfield now, going to pass. Interesting look here, and this one's going to be thrown over the middle. Nice reception there. This one's grabbed by Dawson Von Ruden. Von Ruden gets a nice grab, but not able to go north and south. A lot of east and west there, as I think he covered nearly the entire field, Sam, side to side, but I'm not sure if he gained more than 2 yards.
DVR running maybe 30 yards for a gain of 3 on that play is Van Ruden for Detroit Lakes. So now an early third down on this second offensive possession. They have yet to move the chains on this possession. This is going to be a 3rd down and 6 from their own 28-yard line.
And so no update on Elijah Wyckoff. We haven't seen him pop back out here. Not the end of the world, but I'm not even sure if I've seen his number on the sideline, so I'm wishing him all the best. In the backfield now is Strand. Strand's going to tuck and run. This one's going to be swallowed near the line of scrimmage. East Grand Forks gets another stop on 3rd down.
Rylan Gravos getting in the backfield, making a play from his defensive line position. Meeting him in the backfield was Messi Kalenda. So we talked about that during the pregame show. The performance up front for East Grand Forks, especially on the defensive side of the ball, is going to be key to their success tonight. And a big play there from Gravos is going to get this defensive unit off the field.
So in a matter of a minute and 20 seconds game time, East Grand Forks is able to force a stop on Detroit Lakes. Excellent football for them. That's exactly what they need. They need to get the ball here, and they need to capitalize. Man waiting for the ball in the backfield. That's number 10, Caden Staus. As the punt is up, it is high, and it's going to be a pretty decent boot. Fair caught here now near the 34. It's going to be fumbled. Oh, able to fall on it. Luckily, that's correction 18 for the Green Wave. Noah Freeze is able to jump on top of that one, Sam. It's the wind in action, as we've kind of seen, right? I mean, ball gets up there, you're waiting for it, you get a gust at the last second and just pushes it a hair further. East Grand Forks lucky to collect that one. They fall on it at their own 29-yard line.
Tough for any returner in these conditions here tonight with the wind gusting the way it is. Luckily, Freeze was able to hop back on top of that one. That would have been a huge momentum swing to the Detroit Lakes sideline after the solid work that East Grand's defensive unit just put forth on a 3-and-out. Now let's see if this offense can capitalize on the efforts from the defense.
In the backfield is Stassen. He's going to hand this one off to Schmiederberg. Schmiederberg going to have the hot hand or the hot legs. He's going to grind forward through the pile. So we got some extracurricular. Whoa, extracurricular pushing and shoving. It's a big boy, number 65 for the Lakers. Dylan Beckerus thrown to the ground, maybe with a little embellishment on top of there is Rylan Groblos going down. Interested to see how tempers flare as the Green Wave are able to pick up on really a pile push. 6 yards now, they're out to the 35. Really nice gain, Sam, making something out of nothing. But following your big boys up front.
This game's going to get chippy here. We saw some pushing and shoving after the play there. I would like to see the referee throw a flag after a push caused Gravos to fall to the ground, but nevertheless, we're playing backyard football here in East Grand Forks.
Stassen's going to go to Schmiederberg. He's going to go off tackle, but he is going to be swallowed near the line of scrimmage as we got another Detroit Laker writhing in pain, but he's going to get up quickly. So here we go. 3rd and 5 from the 35-yard line. 3rd and 4, excuse me. Line to gains at 39. We're in the second quarter, 9.5 minutes remaining on Ultra Health Systems scoreboard. The Green Wave hold a 7-0 lead, Sam. Put together a nice 80-yard drive, and they got another opportunity here. Convert on this big 3rd down and take some of the wind out of the sails of the Lakers.
And on that last possession at this around this part of the field, we saw them run the ball for a 1st down conversion. So let's see if they go back to the ground to move the chains.
This one's going to be a pitch. This one's going to go to Nowacki, and he's going to get swallowed up. This is going to be a big loss for the Green Wave. They go 5 yards the other way. That pitch play just a little bit slow developing. Stassen throws it to Nowacki, and he's like a sheet in the wind. He's hung out there, Sam. So they're going to get tackled for a 5-yard loss. So they're going to spot him. A little bit of a generous spot there. They're going to say 1-yard loss. Green Wave going to have to punt now as they're near their initial starting point on this drive, the 29-yard line. So good stop for the Lakers there. East Grand Forks tough to test it through the air with this wind. I was just looking to see if it's come down at all, and our only indicator is the lone pine tree, and it's at about a 75-degree angle maybe.
He's at about 11 o'clock on taking a look at a traditional Roman numeral clock.
Low boot comes in. Very nice punt for the Green Wave here. This one turns out to be super, super formidable. A little bit of a weird kick. That one's going to be Austin Rustling, name we weren't expecting to see. He boots a low, kind of weird spinning punt, but it stays out of the wind and it does travel downfield. Lakers going to set up shop at the 32-yard line, Sam. They're third offensive possession of the night. The last one was pretty short. Obviously, they're going to want to try and sustain as much time on this field as possible.
So not too long of a break for the defensive unit for East Grand Forks. A couple of 3-and-outs, and they're right back onto the field with the same objective, get the punting unit onto the field for Detroit Lakes. Let's see if they're still able to effectively control the trenches here, as that's been the key to their success these first couple of possessions.
Strand in the backfield, low snap. This one's bobbled. He's going to be, oh, wow, God gets away with that ball. Oh, man. Pretty sure that was supposed to be a read option or a jet sweep type play, and standing right there is Dawson Von Ruden. He put the ball on his numbers and pulled it back and kept it for himself, and he pops upfield for a 5-yard gain, so 3-yard gain. They're going to spot him a little bit short. It's going to be 2nd and 7 now from the Lakers. 8 minutes remain in the second quarter. East Grand Forks hanging on to that 7-0 lead. Still that quarterback draw, quarterback run kind of set, Sam. Kind of surprising. They have not really tried anything else at all.
And we saw Gravos in the backfield there, but he took the wrong man as the quarterback Strand elected to hold on to it. But Gravos is continually beating his man on the line of scrimmage and finding his way into the backfield.
Tyler By motions from one side of this formation to the other, and this pass, nice dart through the middle there, thrown near the sticks. So it's probably going to be converted. The reception that goes the way of Nick Bubol. It's a nice grab for him. Tight end punter, interesting combination there, Sam. As the Lakers do what they failed to last time, and they do move the chains for a first down. This is now near the 42-yard line, playing near midfield. This is the area of the field that I think, Sam, the Green Wave want to dominate. You want to be a drive killer right near midfield. Gives you a decent punt return, right? Give decent opportunity, maybe if they want to go for it. You got to win the middle of the field tonight.
And that was an absolute bullet of a pass from Strand. But you're right, allow them to get a couple of first downs. And in the backfield, a missed tackle from Maverick Martin, but he is eventually swallowed up by number 42. That is Ryan Rockstead. So a nice defensive team effort right there for the Green Wave to limit that to no gain on the play for the Lakers. So they really want to stymie this drive at this part of the field here and take away any momentum that Detroit Lakes is trying to build up for themselves.
So I was going to say, Sam, before that Caden Strand bullet that he whipped over the middle, interesting to see if he gets an opportunity to throw. He comes into this game as a second quarterback on the depth chart, going down early. I'm not sure if it was a game-time decision or what, but Wyckoff only gets a couple plays and he's not able to go. But Strand settling in nicely, playing pretty well for a senior, but he's got a big frame. He's going to drop back, and they're going to pass again. This one's going to be a quick slant. This one's going to be caught. Nice reception there near the 1-yard line, putting the stop on, but able to grind forward Andy Bartness. This one's going to go for 11, so some of that quick slant inside seam stuff working early for the Lakers here as East Grand Forks is really geared towards stopping the run on those first couple drives, but the playbook is opening up a little bit with the wind at their back, Sam.
Seeing some offensive adjustments here for Detroit Lakes, trying to get the ball out quick, not allowing Strand. They're trying to build some confidence for him. A couple of, use the term easy, although I wouldn't really define what he's doing on the field pretty easy, but give him some easier completions, build up his confidence, and eventually take a shot down the field.
Yeah, they haven't really, the downfield targets have been no more than 5 yards. Here's going to be a big one. Strand's going to drop back. He's going to air this one out. Wow, that is going to be out there. Not sure how much of that is wind or arm, but that thing traveled pretty much all of, 35 yards through the air. I mean, just a bomb from Strand there. So like you said, build his confidence, get him feeling comfortable, and maybe try a shot. That one just led his receiver a hair too far. Unable to wrangle that one is Dawson Von Ruden, who is turning out to be the preferred target for this Lakers team.
So there he is. He takes a shot down the field as Strand, a little too eager on that one. The wind may have played a factor, but this is a big second down. If you're East Grand Forks, you want to try catch them behind the sticks here for a loss, behind the line of scrimmage, set up a third down and long for this Laker offense.
Strand puts a man in motion, and we're going to get a timeout from Detroit Lakes. Wow, it seems like the play was already moving forward there, but Detroit Lakes pops out another timeout. 5 minutes and 42 seconds remain. You're watching KNOX TV. You're listening to KNOX. We are the flagship for the Red River Valley Layton Media, 1310 AM, 1079 FM. This timeout brought to you by Big Jim's Tire. As we get here now, folks, into the meat of sugar beet harvest, Big Jim's will come right out to your field and service what you need. I thought I saw something on Facebook this weekend about them working in the field. No surprise, Big Jim's Tire and Apex Apparel, your quick turnaround apparel shop right on Demers Avenue in Grand Forks. And Sam, I think we got something coming our way from Apex Apparel.
We got some nice KNOX branded polos coming our way. Now that the weather is starting to turn, maybe wishing I would have put in a quarter zip request. But of course, Apex Apparel is the go-to quick turnaround print shop here in Grand Forks, right on Demers Avenue. Thank you to them and all of our sponsors who help bring live local high school athletics to you over the radio and video stream as well. So now we're setting up after the timeout. Detroit Lakes now only has one timeout remaining in the half with 5 minutes and 42 seconds remaining on our All True Health System scoreboard, setting up for a 2nd down and 10 as they just crossed over into the East Grand Forks side of the field.
Strand's going to get it from the back, though. They're going to run this same sort of progression. Look, this one goes a little shorter. This one is going to be caught. It's going to be out to 6-7 yard gain territory there, and so they turn a 2nd and long into a 3rd and manageable. Interesting to see what they'll call here, Sam, as this playbook has really opened up on this drive now that the field is flipped.
And this is another clear 4-down territory, I would think, here, kind of in no man's land, obviously outside of field goal range. Not much to gain in terms of field position with a punt either. So I would look for another designed quarterback run here, and if you don't get it, well, then you're going to have another chance to bring the power package out and try convert another first down.
And this is where we got to win the middle. You got to win these types of plays, right? 3rd and manageable near midfield as he got trips to the left side. This one's going to be a pitch in the backfield. This one's going to be blown up and ankle tackling there, grabbing on, going for a ride. That's number 28 on the tackle for the Green Wave. Cole Bees busting through the front line there. Nice stop for the Green Wave. Decision time for the Lakers. I'd be astounded if they did not go for it here, Sam.
And now that they got backed up, a great tackle by Cole Bees in the backfield here to make initial contact, and then the rest of the team, nice gang tackling their team effort to bring down the ball carrier in the backfield. But that changes things a little bit in my book, but it looks like it doesn't change things at all for Detroit Lakes head coach Reed Hefta as he's bringing the offense out into the field trying to convert on 4th down.
Stratton going to play out of the shotgun, one man to his right side. They're going hard count here, and they get the ball to him. Stratton's going to roll it. He's going to face some pressure. East Grand Forks going to get to him. Nice tackle there by number 23 for the Green Wave. Max Bees now getting in on the action. Green Wave get their 2nd 4th down stop of the game. Sam, they are perfect. Holding the Lakers 0-2 on 4th down. And they're going to get the ball in very favorable field position here.
Adrian, let's see if we can look at that 3rd down stop from, I believe that was Cole Bees. The Bees brothers making back-to-back stops in the backfield here as they try to make a pitch to the near side of the field to convert on a 3rd down 4. Bees wraps them up at the ankles, and then a nice group tackling. Jez Jones gets in on the action. That replay brought to you by American Family Insurance, Tyler Nagel Agency.
Sam, it might be October, but the Bees are swarming here at east side as this one's going to go to wacky option play, speed option. He's going to work outside, going to grind forward for sure, going to get 5. We'll see where they spot him. We got bodies flying everywhere. These Bees swarming early on defense. Nice job for the Green Wave to get a good stop there, turn around and put a positive play on the board. They got 1st and 7, I think. Let's count here. 2nd and 6, excuse me. As they're going to be on just crossing over to the Lakers' other side of the field near the 48-yard line. They have 3 minutes and 45 seconds remaining in the 2nd quarter. Great opportunity for the Green Wave to go on a long drive and double dip and get that ball at half, Sam.
Exactly what I was thinking, Adrian. But you got to convert here on this possession to do the double dip.
Stassen's going to call his own number. He's going to wiggle forward here. He's going to be brought down after a 5-yard gain. So this one's going to be 3rd and very, very manageable.
The referees were stopping the clock here on the field.
They're
and
going to
they
give it
are
to him.
going to give him the first down. I think that is a generous spot for East Grand Forks, but you're not going to hear any complaining up here in the press box. That's another Green Wave first down.
Folks, our All True Health Systems scoreboard reads Green Wave 7, Detroit Lakers 0. Just over 3 minutes remaining in the 2nd quarter. Been a nice night of football for us so far, Sam. Looking forward to what should be a nice drive for the Green Wave and a good evening here as we're in the kind of the meat of harvest season. And this handoff's going to go to Schmiederberg. Schmiederberg's going to work outside. He's going to be drugged down. They're going to say he was tackled in bounds. Interesting. And nonetheless, nice short gain by Schmiederberg there. Detroit Lakes now maybe starting to find a little bit of their identity on defense. I'd like to see East Grand Forks stride through the air once here. Seems like this wind has come down a little bit, but I don't know.
And East Grand Forks, like we said, a chance to double dip here. They get the ball to start the 2nd half. If they're able to convert on this possession, they have a chance to build themselves out a 3-possession lead. But you got to convert here. And I don't think there's too much urgency for head coach Ryan Kosowski as the Green Wave still have 2 timeouts. Cole Schmiederberg is going to get that run up the middle, and he has room to run. He's going to be taken down 2 yards short of the line to gain. So it's going to be a 3rd down and 2 for the Green Wave from Detroit Lakes 35-yard line.
You know, Sam, I'd add your comment that I don't think there's a ton of urgency from Kaz, but certainly not when you're running for 6, 7, 8 yards at a time. You're not really going to be too worried about the clock because they've been able to get big yards in the ground, right? I mean, if your offense is only going for 1, 2, 3, maybe an incomplete pass. You know, that's what causes concern, is this handoff is going to go again to Schmieterberg. Schmieterberg surveying the field, cuts up. He's going to get past that first down marker. East Grand now going to be spotted near the 32-yard line. They're driving, Sam. Just under 2 minutes remain in this one, putting together a very nice drive thus far. Again, that big stop on 4th down, setting them up, putting a little bit of momentum in their game as they now have an opportunity 31 yards out. I guess that wind still is swirling, Sam. It was a little bit straight line earlier. Maybe it's come down a tish, but expect this one to stay on the ground. Man in motion, that's Nowaki, and they are going to drop back, and this one's going to go in the flat to Nowaki. Just let him an inch too short, inch too long, excuse me, as that one falls to the turf harmlessly.
And Adrian, something I've been impressed with up until this point for East Grand Forks offensively is the center of gravity that the ball carriers have had. It's looked like multiple times they've been stopped at the line of scrimmage or for a short gain of 2 to 3 yards, but they just keep those legs moving to pick up an extra 2-3 yards. And when you look at a drive like this, that's the difference maker in terms of whether you get the first down or whether your punting unit is coming out onto the field.
Oh, absolutely. And we really haven't seen them, you know, pass a whole ton. They've been trying to pass as an extension of the run game, as they have Nowaki now all alone. He's going to be played sort of in a zone setting here. Might be an opportunity to test him through the air. They decide to opt for Schmieterberg. Schmieterberg going to cut upfield, but Detroit Lakes is going to swarm him. Now comes time for a decision. We got 3rd down and long. They're going to spot him as for no gain, as Kaz is going to pull a timeout, folks. We're going to take this one with them. You're listening to KNOX. East Grand Forks up 7-0 as the waning minutes of the second quarter. We'll be back in a few.
Need seed? Think Proseed. Proseed.net.
Grand Trailer Sales in East Grand Forks is your go-to spot for enclosed utility, flatbed, and dump trailers in the Red River Valley. They have the biggest selection on hand of trailers with great pricing. If you're looking for parts, service, or simply to buy, trade, or rent a trailer, stop into East Grand Forks. GrandTrailersales.com.
Folks, as we welcome you back to the Gridiron Harvest Moon, Sam rising directly in front of us just off the 40-yard line. We're in East Grand Forks, Minnesota, in the shadow of Senior High. The Green Wave are driving in this one late in the second quarter. Got an opportunity to tag some on. Schmieterberg is going to drop back. This one, a little screenplay, just unable to go. And Stossen on the drop back, his intended target is Schmieterberg. So they try and pass for the second straight play. That one doesn't end up anywhere. So we got a 4th down now, and if I'm Coach Kozlowski, I'm going for it. Minute 13 left in the quarter. You're on the 29-yard line. You'd hope you could play some defense. Now, that being said, you're defending the wind, not only just the quarterback, Sam.
And Adrian, I think the biggest casualty on that last play, the incomplete pass, the intended screen to Schmieterberg, was the fact that it fell incomplete to the turf. So that stopped the clock. That's a free timeout for Detroit Lakes. So if they were able to stop East Grand Forks here, they were still going to have a minute and some change to drive the ball down the field and try to get a score before half. So this is a big 4th down attempt here for East Grand Forks. Stassen dropping back to pass, and he's going to throw it.
Nice completion.
Nice completion in the middle of the field into traffic for East Grand Forks. On the completion for the Green Wave, catching that ball is Noah Freeze.
Noah Freeze putting that punt behind him, Sam, and they're going to get to the line quickly as they don't have much time to work with. They spike the clock with a minute remaining, minute 3. Good completion over the middle there for the Green Wave. My apologies for jumping you, Sam, as they are able to convert on a 4th and long, 4th and 10. They're now just trickling inside that RBB Electric red zone now at the 19-yard line. Minute 3 to do it, Sam. What do you think you see here?
Well, I love that pass from Stassen, staying in the pocket in the face of pressure from the Detroit Lakes defensive front and throwing it into traffic. Good job from Noah Freeze. Credit to the wide receiver there for staying focused through all of that traffic. Now East Grand Forks has some room to run on the right side of the field, and he's going to be down for no gain. On the play is Nowaski. Under a minute to go here in the first half. East Grand Forks with 1 timeout remaining, keeping the ball on the ground as we're seeing precious seconds tick away.
East Grand Forks hurrying to the line. It looked like maybe they were going to spike. They're actually going to run a play here. I kind of like the call And this one's going to be batted near the line of scrimmage, getting a hand on it. Not sure what the situation downfield looked like. They finally get the clock to stop. It's now going to be 4th and 10. Holy crap, that 4th down snuck up on us, Sam. 40 seconds remain in this one.
And that's Dylan
Holy
Beckerus,
smokes.
the defensive lineman for the Lakers, using all of his 6'6" frame to get his arm up and bat that down. Like you, Adrian, I have a restricted view on this side of the press box, so I'm not sure what the coverage looked like down the field, but a nice play from Beckerus on that defensive line for Detroit Lakes to snuff out any chance for East Grand Forks to convert on a first down.
I can't believe it's 4th down. 4th and 10 from the 19-yard line. The Green Wave set up. Out of the shotgun is Stassen. Puts Nowacki in motion. He's going to drop back, face some pressure. This one's going to be a screen, but they sniff it out. Oh, my gosh, the ball's on the turf. Schmiederberg flips that one. Not sure if they're going to say it's an incomplete pass or a fumble. It's not quite Gene Steratore, but did he make a football move? Nonetheless, this one's going to turn the ball over for us. So the Detroit Lakes Lakers are going to take over, Sam, with 30 seconds left, trailing by 7 in the half. Let's see what they do here.
Missed opportunity there for East Grand Forks to double dip going into the halftime break. Nice screenplay there. You see, after they effectively move the ball in the air down the middle of the field, head coach Ryan Koselski continues to try go to that screenplay, and they have not found much success with that look so far here tonight. Let's see if they change things up in terms of how they want to approach the passing attack in the second half.
And it's delicate with the screenplay, right, because you don't want to throw it behind your receiver because then it's a live ball. So you got to throw them just on enough of an angle, but it's tough when you're working against wind. Nonetheless, East Grand Forks defense now going to get on the field. In the backfield is Strand. Low snap, he fields this one. He whips this one quickly. This one's going to be tipped. Oh, nearly picked off by the Green Wave. In the area is number 22, Jackson Stassen. Nearly had that one in his hand, Sam, but just falls harmlessly to the turf. So again, working that seam, Detroit Lakes starting early and working inside. 2nd and 10 now from their 18-yard line.
And I didn't get the best view of it from where I'm at, Adrian. I believe that was deflected by the defensive line.
I think so.
In the last 4 plays from scrimmage, we've seen the defensive fronts for both teams make an impact on the passing attack, not by causing a quarterback rush or a sack, but by putting their arms up in the air when they realize they're not going to get home to have an effect on the ball when it's in flight.
Well, and that's all the little stuff that matters. As Strand is now in the backfield, 3 men to his left and 1 in the backfield. This one's going to be a handoff. Oh, draw, excuse me. I totally lost that ball. As he's going to just jump up the gut for a short gain. And no timeout coming from the Lakers here, so they might be just resigned to their fate. As we'll see what the play call is. 12 seconds now remain in the second quarter.
It looks like Detroit Lakes is content to bring this 7-0 East Grand Forks lead into the locker room for halftime as both teams run to the sidelines and head towards the locker rooms as the final seconds click off the clock. 24 minutes of play so far. We are heading into the halftime break. East Grand Forks leading Detroit Lakes by a score of 7-0. Do not go anywhere. We're going to take a quick break here, word from our sponsors, and we'll be right back with the halftime report on KNOX.
Franson Bank and Trust in Grand Forks is a community bank that caters to businesses, farms, and consumers. They provide customized financial solutions with personalized customer service. Let Franson Bank give you the banking relationship you deserve. Real people, real results.
From tears in your car, truck, boat, or farm equipment seats to making boat covers or complete restorations of the interior of your hot rod, Finest Auto Trim in Grand Forks can make the inside of your rides look brand new again. Big or small, at Finest Auto Trim, we can cover it all. To check out our services, go to finestautotrim.com or stop out on Demers Avenue in Grand Forks to get your quote today.
Whether it's a golf course, your lawn, a pasture on your farm, cover crop, or even a food plot to help you get that big buck, Rivard's Turf and Forage of Grand Forks has developed, mixed, and packaged the premium specialized seed you need for almost every application. Plus, they also carry a full line of ice melter products for your home or business. To check out all their products, go to rivards.com.
Add a pop of color and excitement to your next celebration with Balloons by Misty. Their one-of-a-kind balloon design skills and creativity will make your event unforgettable. It's always a party at Balloons by Misty. Visit balloonsbymisty.com today.
Since 1972, Jarrell's Sports Center and Hockey World has provided year-round sporting goods, apparel, and of course, hockey equipment and training tools. You'll also find they have a state-of-the-art skate sharpening machine to give you the edge you need for anything sports. Stop in to Jarrell's and Hockey World. Pro Ag in Grand Forks and Grafton carries the equipment and parts on hand to make your farming operation run smooth. They carry all major brands like Honeybee, Alloway, Amity, Artex, Hardy, Capello, Monosem, Pickett, Wilrich, and Black Ace. So whether you're trading in, buying, or just need parts, go to ProAgEquip.com to see everything Pro Ag has to offer. When you need the right part for your pickup, head to Northwood or call Mike's Custom Truck. Amanda will drop ship any part you need: turbos, upgraded fuel pumps, Edge products, and more. Mike's Custom Truck, 587-6335. ProAg in Grand Forks and Grafton carries the equipment and parts on hand to make your farming operation run smooth. They carry all major brands like Honeybee, Alloway, Amity, Artex, Hardy, Capello, Monosem, Pickett, Wilrich, and Black Ace. So whether you're trading in, buying, or just need parts, go to ProAgEquip.com to see everything ProAg has to offer.
You've been waiting for a chance to do something that matters, something big without a big price tag. Welcome to Northland Community and Technical College. Here you can have a big impact on a small campus, in classrooms that mirror today's workplace, with instructors who teach from experience and know you by name. You've been waiting for a place like this. Are you ready?
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to KNOX 1310 AM, 107.9 FM. Tonight we are bringing you Minnesota high school football, and we are at the halftime break. East Grand Forks surprising score at the break, leading Detroit Lakes by a score of 7-0. This is the halftime show, brought to you by High Plains Water, your home's clear choice for awesome water, and Grand Forks Welding and Machine, the men of steel. Adrian, we were not expecting this result, but you got to be impressed if you're head coach Ryan Kosowski for East Grand Forks, the effort that his defense has put out so far.
Oh, absolutely. The defensive side of the ball has been a massive highlight for them. I mean, Detroit Lakes gets a couple big plays, couple big swings. You know, they get 4 third down conversions for fresh sets. But East Grand Forks is able to win the most important down, fourth down. They force 2 fourth down stops, and then they force them to punt on their final. They had one of the downs just quarter ended, right? And they had 2 fourth down turnaround downs, and then a punt. So definitely a nice defensive performance for the Green Wave thus far tonight, Sam. Got to be happy for Coach Kozlowski with what you're seeing early. And part of it's tone setting, right? I mean, that's some of it, but part of it is the belief in your team of, hey, we're playing a Detroit Lakes team that has pretty much torched us for the last 25 years. Let's stick it to them. Let's bring the wood. Let's play some good defensive football. The identity of this team, and when they are the best, is when they're winning the battle on the defensive side of the ball.
That is the backbone of this East Grand Forks team. Is offensively, their identity is keeping the ball on the ground. They've been effectively able to move the ball with their twin tandem of running backs, Cole Schmiederberg and Jordan Nowaski. And then defensively, my biggest takeaway has been avoiding the big plays from Detroit Lakes. That's where you get hurt on the defensive side of the ball. It's not the 12, even less than that, 8 4-yard runs. It's the 30-yard strikes that they get, the 40-yard strikes, all the way for a touchdown. And then when they do get down in the red zone, Detroit Lakes is 0 for 1 so far in the first half when they were able to get the ball into the RBB Electric red zone. East Grand Forks 100% 1 for 1. So that has been the difference here tonight on the Rivards Turf and Forage Grand Trailer Sales KNOX Live Sports Network. You are listening to the halftime show, brought to you by High Plains Water and Grand Forks Welding and Machine. East Grand Forks leading Detroit Lakes after the opening 24 minutes. The scoring summary won't be too lengthy here, as there was only one score in the opening couple of frames, and that was a Cole Schmiederberg 9-yard touchdown run to cap off an 80-yard drive with 34 seconds remaining in the first half. And Adrian, that was the first offensive possession for the Green Wave in this football game, and they were able to drive the ball all the way down 80 yards for the score. Talk about tone setting and the confidence building and the effect that had on the Green Wave sideline, able to move the ball 80 yards down the field for a score.
Sam, we must be connected through this Comrex, because the exact phrase that I was going to use is talk about tone setting. All of a sudden, your defense flips a field near the red zone, right? You get a fourth down stop, and you turn around and you pretty much pound the rock down their faces for 6 minutes, 80 straight yards, and you end up with your hands in the air like a Y in the end zone. So excellent drive from the Green Wave there, really setting the tone early. They trade possessions throughout the rest of that first quarter, which was brief, only 34 seconds remain after that score. And through the second, they trade possessions. East Grand Forks maybe thought they had a fading chance and not able to do so much with it, but I've been really impressed with this defensive performance thus far, Sam.
minus the wind, it's a beautiful night for high school football. Wednesday night in East Grand Forks, the last game of the regular season. East Grand Forks with a 3-4 record on the season. Detroit Lakes with a 4-4 record on the year. So trying to even those records out tonight is East Grand Forks. We got a full moon on your video feed here for those of you watching on KNOXradio.com. And you are listening and watching to the halftime show brought to you by High Plains Water and Grand Forks Welding and Machine. We're going to take a quick break. Do not go anywhere. You are listening to Minnesota High School Football on KNOX.
Your local Circle K and Holiday Station stores are proud to support high school activities. Stop by the new Circle K location at 1316 South Washington Street for not only gas, but a wide array of hot and cold food, snacks for everyone, and a car wash. Open 24/7, 7 days a week.
Spray Advantage of Grand Forks carries everything you need for the chemical and fertilizer application on your farm. They have pumps, tips, and tanks from 3 gallons all the way up to 10,000 gallons on hand. They can help with parts and accessories for the fertilizer and tillage equipment on your farm too. Go to sprayadvantage.com.
Rust, salt, and time are the biggest enemies for a fuel tank. Never fear, because Grand Forks Welding is here to take care of your enemies for you. We not only fix or patch your tanks, but we can custom fabricate any kind of replacement fuel tanks or service unit. Go to grandforkswelding.com.
When you're in pain, you need more than just a doctor. You need a problem solver. Count on All True Orthopedics and Sports Medicine and get back to what moves you.
Today, the PS stands for proper service for your home, farm, or business, which is what you'll get from the team at PS Garage Doors in Grand Forks. Whether you need a door fixed or just thinking about replacing what you already have, no matter what the size, PS Doors offers the proper service for you. Get your proper service at psgaragedoors.com.
Apex Apparel is your quick turnaround apparel and promotional item shop in Grand Forks. If you're looking for direct-to-garment printing, embroidery work, or a huge selection of promotional items, come to Apex Apparel, your locally owned, family-run, quick turnaround apparel shop in Grand Forks.
Grand Trailer Sales in East Grand Forks is your go-to spot for enclosed utility, flatbed, and dump trailers in the Red River Valley. They have the biggest selection on hand of trailers with great pricing. If you're looking for parts, service, or simply to buy, trade, or rent a trailer, stop into East Grand Forks. GrandTrailersSales.com.
Your family deserves clean, filtered water. High Plains Water offers Millennium Drink Water System, which delivers great tasting water and also eliminates harmful impurities. Professionally installed and maintained by High Plains Water of Grand Forks. See them at High.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. KNOX 1310 107.9 FM. And for those of you watching our video feed on KNOXradio.com, tonight we're bringing you Minnesota high school football. East Grand Forks taking on Detroit Lakes. They lead the Lakers by a score of 7-0 at the halftime break. This halftime show is brought to you by High Plains Water and Grand Forks Welding and Machine. Sam Jensen, I'm offering color commentary tonight. Adrian Cummings doing play-by-play, and Luca Carpenter on the camera. Excited to bring you some Wednesday night football, the finale of the regular season for the Green Wave and Detroit Lakes. Adrian, East Grand Forks, looking at the record books, we have not been able to find an occurrence where the Green Wave have been able to beat the Lakers in high school football. So tonight could be a huge game for the East Grand Forks football program if they're able to complete this victory over a 4A team in the state of Minnesota.
The farthest back stretch that we're able to find is 1998. That's the, I guess, longest tenured offensive coordinator for the East Grand Forks program. That's the longest tenured employee, if you will, and he has not been able to nip Detroit Lakes, as we were kind of getting some feel from our other friends up here in the Kober Suite. This Detroit Lakes team plays down, apparently, from their quadruple A level. They play a lot of triple A games and maybe might tag on a Brainerd or, Little Falls or someone else there. So they've been a tough opponent. They've been really a thorn in Ryan Kozlowski's side for the last 10 seasons as he's led this Green Wave team. So what a great opportunity. Beautiful fall night. Cool air. Wind is finally starting to come down. I think Crystal, just a couple miles to our south, is going to get rolling here at about 10 o'clock. So certainly a nice opportunity. Nice night for the Green Wave to play football. A nice opportunity for them to get one back in the scorebook, Sam.
And Adrian, in the locker room, head coach Ryan Kozlowski, his team played a clean first half of football. Only one offsides penalty that I can think of, and no turnovers. They've been running the ball pretty effectively. Defensively, they've been keeping the ball in front of them. What message is head coach Ryan Kozlowski giving to his football team for them to continue the success that they saw in the first half and carry that over for, if they continue what they've been doing, a victory here tonight?
So to beat a dead horse, defensive integrity is going to be massive in the second half, right? I mean, Detroit Lakes playbook opens up in the second quarter. They start to pass, and they're not really just passing in the flat. I mean, they had a couple inside of the seam, a couple big longer shots that didn't convert. So long as the wind is at their back, why wouldn't they try and throw the ball? They have the stretch targets in Tyler Bay and Dawson Von Ruden. And Von Ruden, we've seen, has got some nice hands. He can get his hands on the ball, and he can grab that ball in. So if I'm Coach Kozlowski, I'm saying, hey, we got to keep our defensive integrity. We have to stop them on the ground and put them in a clear passing situation. They've really done a nice job, knock on wood, of bottling up that quarterback kind of run, draw, sneak, whatever the heck you want to call it, play. Now, can they keep that bottled up, and then can they force the Lakers into the clear passing situations? I think they do it. On the offensive side of the ball, Sam, what does East Grand Forks got to do? Anything different? If they keep with the same scheme, what's your opinion?
East Grand Forks stayed true to their game, keeping the ball on the ground between Jordan Waske and Cole Schmiederberg, and they did a good job of picking up 4 or 5 yards at a time. But if they want to build on their lead, they're going to start the second half with the football. I would like to see them mix a little bit more vertical passing game into the mix here. They tried to, Adrian, you used the term using passing as an extension of the running game, and that's what we saw, where it was screen-type plays where they would have a running back or a wide receiver run out to the flats, and Detroit Lakes was all over that. So if East Grand Forks wants to be successful in these final 24 minutes of the football game, I think they're going to have to look down the middle of the field to be able to effectively move the ball in the air.
Well, and I think you're right, Sam, is if they can move out of the flats and work some of this seam stuff, some short goal routes, different things like that, right? They just need some variety. And it's fine if the run game is 60-70% of your plays. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. But you become one-dimensional for the Detroit Lakes team that, again, is playing for pride tonight, right? I mean, they're not necessarily going to move that much further ahead in that QRF ranking. So they're sort of stuck in the middle. Same with East Grand Forks, right? But Detroit Lakes is going to want to stop them. So you have to keep them guessing, at least put them back on their heels a little bit. When you run 25 straight times on the ground, right? Guys start playing on the balls of their feet, and they're able to jump at you a little bit quicker. Your offensive line gets a little bit worn down. So try something different. I'd agree with you there.
East Grand Forks High School football getting ready to start the second half as they lead Detroit Lakes by a score of 7-0. You just listened to the halftime show brought to you by High Plains Water, your home's clear choice for awesome water, and Grand Forks Welding and Machine, the men of steel. The Rivard's Turf and Forage, Grand Trailer Sales, KNOX Live Sports Network, 1310 AM, 1079 FM. And for those of you turning into the video feed, you can access that by visiting our website, knoxradio.com, under the Live Sports tab. Adrian, we have the kicking unit onto the field, and we're ready to start the second half of football. East Grand Forks trying to continue the clean play that they had in the first half to try play another clean 24 minutes to win this game.
I think that's sort of the message you got to tell to your team, Sam. Find a turnover, play clean football, and do maybe all the rest the same, and you're in a good spot. As we get ready to get going here, folks, that harvest moon really starting to illuminate this field. Looks beautiful up there. We're happy to have you on this broadcast. You're listening to 1310 AM, 1079 FM. This is KNOX. This boot's going to go deep and sail dang near through the field goal posts. So the Green Wave going to set up shop after the touchback here. You're watching also on KNOX TV.
What an impressive kickoff. I think that may have went through the uprights on that one. So kicking into the wind, we'll see if that plays a factor for the decisions made by the coaching staff for Detroit Lakes, if they have the ability to attempt some field goals within range. And based off the look of that kickoff, the range might extend, especially when they're moving to the north. 30, 40 yards.
Luca Carpenter, our cameraman, and I exchanging some glances there. He's watched quite a bit of football with us, Sam, this year, and that's as big a boot as we've seen. I'd be curious to see what the wind helps with, but excellent kick there as the Detroit Lakers going to pin now the Green Wave to their 20-yard line. In the backfield is Stassen. He's going to hand this one off to Schmiederberg. Schmiederberg going to grind up the middle. He's going to not find a whole lot there. Barely able to find a running lane as they're going to spot him for no gain. So the first play of the second half does not go for too much, folks. We welcome you. Happy to have you if you've been listening. Should be a nice night to finish out this regular season for the Green Wave. Sam, we're happy to be here in the shadow of senior high under the harvest moon. Tough to complain, Sam. This is fall football.
Beautiful Wednesday night lights here at the East Grand Forks Outdoor Athletic Complex for the high school athletics department, and it looks like this Detroit Lakes defense is, at least on that first play, they have this interior run game figured out for the Green Wave. How can they figure out some pre-snap motions to try spread out this defense? And there's another short gain, 4 yards on the run for Schmiederberg, so that's going to set up a third down and manageable for this Green Wave offense.
So, Sam, if you're Coach Kaz or you're calling the offensive plays, what do you do here? I mean, is this a passing situation for you? It's, We got 4th down on the stick, but it is just 3rd down. So it's now 3rd and 5 from your own 25 early in this second quarter. Barely a minute glanced off that clock. What's your call?
Well, they've converted from this distance on the ground, so I think Detroit Lakes is going to expect a run. I would anticipate a play action and then looking for a quick-hitting slant route up the middle as they throw Nowaski in motion and a bad snap. East Grand Forks Stassen able to hop back on top of it, so that's a broken play from the start. It looked like they were going to fake the give to Nowaski, and then Schmiederberg was going to have a hole up the middle, but the bad snap negates that opportunity, so East Grand Forks is going to trot their punting unit onto the field. Austin Rustling.
Tough break there. That one just comes up a little bit high. I think Mossman sent that one in. Nonetheless, Green Wave stymied on this first possession of the second half. So Rustling, who cited a nice boot. Hopefully the wind stays down for this one. He's able to just crush this punt. As this is another low snap, it's a roller, but he's able to get a boot on it. Nice kick for him. This one's going to settle in now near the 50-yard line. Going to just give a little East Grand Forks Green Wave roll. Down at the 43 of the Detroit Lakes Lakers. So nice punt by Rustling there. Lakers going to set up shop early, going to try and get the bad taste of their couple of short drives of that second quarter off their palate as they're going to look to set up shop and hopefully find the end zone. Sam.
Tough punting situation there for East Grand Forks. Rustling kicking it into the wind. Still able to get a good boot on it after the bad snap. But Detroit Lakes is going to start this one with ideal field position from their own 43-yard line. A short field for the Lakers. Let's see if they can put their first points up on the board in the football game.
Playing out of the backfield is Strand. One man to the left, just a half step in front of him. Low snap here. This one's going to be kept by Strand. He's going to work up the middle, and this one's going to go for about 5 or 6 yards. He's going to be out near midfield, spotted for what it will go down as a gain of 5. Pretty convincing fake. I thought Ryan Francis had it, but we should know better, Sam. They pretty much don't have this thing off to a running back at all.
They do a good job of disguising those. It's almost disguised like an option play, but I think the quarterback knows all along that he's going to be holding on to it. But they do a good job of putting that one deep into the gut of the ball carrier or the tailback. Quarterback does a good job of disguising that to create some separation.
Trips on the left side here. East Grand Forks showing pressure. They're going to get it, but it's going to be just a step behind the plays. This one's going to be swallowed for a short gain. Coming up now at the 50-yard line is going to be 3rd and 3 for the Lakers. So an opportunity here. It's certainly going to be 4-down territory for them, especially trailing in this football game. Not too late. 9 minutes remain in the third quarter. East Grand Forks lead by a score of 7-0. That score update brought to you courtesy of Ultra.
Still a lot of football left here, but Detroit Lakes has showed their aggressiveness on 4th down. They would ideally like to convert on 3rd down and 3 here right at midfield on the 50-yard line. Adrian, you said it in the first half. This is a big part of the field for this East Grand Forks defense where they want to stymie the Laker offense.
Pressure for the Green Wave comes quickly. This one's going to be thrown out in the flat. This is going to go to number 1. Running right through him is Andy Bartness with the reception there. This one's going to be a 10-yard gain for Bartness. Quick play. Green Wave show pressure, just unable to bring that one home. So the Lakers now, Sam, finally starting to put together what looks like a short drive for them as they do get their first conversion of the second half.
And those are the types of pass plays that I would like to see East Grand Forks utilize. Just a quick hitter, easy on the quarterback. The decision is already made for him. You know what guy you're going to go towards. Detroit Lakes doing a good job of that.
And direct snap, this one's going to go to the way to Strand. Strand's going to find a little bit of real estate to run through, and he's got a little nice cut up the center midfield there. He works off guard and then cuts back to the center of the field, playing in between the hashes. He's able to tumble forward for what looks like a 12 or 13-yard gain. So now the Detroit Lakes, 2 plays, 2 bundles of yards. Now they're down to the 28-yard line. 8 minutes remain in this third quarter.
And Strand is starting to feel more comfortable carrying the ball coming in for Wyckoff. Still no update on whether he was injured. We only saw the starting quarterback for Detroit Lakes in for 1 possession, but Strand is starting to get into his groove here on the first offensive possession for the Lakers in the second half. And Strand once again has his number called, and he has room in front of him. He's taken down by Jez Jones inside the RBB Electric red zone. He will be downed at the 12-yard line. So there's yet another example of Strand feeling comfortable carrying the ball, and he has a lot of space in front of him, not having to make a lot of East Grand Forks defenders miss.
16-yard gain for Strand. Their last 3 plays have gone for 38 combined yards. So Detroit Lakes finding that offense in bunches, finding it very quickly. The Wave pretty much playing on their heels really early in this second quarter. Just 7.5 minutes remain. Third quarter, excuse me. They're going to have to look to find a stop, find that defensive integrity as Strand is now going to stand in the backfield. His towering figure crunches over. He's playing out of the shotgun. He's going to drop back. This pass is going to go. This one is going to be, oh, man. If that is good, that is an excellent reception. They're going to give it to him. Strand with the 12-yard touchdown bomb. That one goes to the back corner of the end zone by way of Dawson Von Ruden. Sam, let's take another look at that one. We should have a perfect angle on this American Family Insurance Tyler Nagel Agency replay.
Great play by Strand here, and he knew where he was going, to the far pylon deep, and that ball was perfectly placed. Good coverage by Jez Jones in the secondary for East Grand Forks. That replay is brought to you by American Family Insurance Tyler Nagel Agency, and that was just what the doctor ordered for Detroit Lakes. Their first offensive possession of the second half. Pending the point after touchdown here, we'll have this game tied up, and we're going to have a flag thrown before the snap. And that is going to push this point after 5 yards back to make it a little bit more difficult for the Lakers special teams unit.
Take anything we can get as we look at some pom-poms and some hair down on the field. Looks like this wind is still blowing. A little bit harder to see in the nighttime, but excellent throw from Strand there, Sam. You'd never believe this guy was the backup. Just the way that he's conducted himself and the way that he's played thus far in this game. Really nice completion there. Led his receiver perfectly. Tough to defend it for East Grand Forks. But now we got a football game, folks. This one now 7-6. We'll see how this kick goes. And East Grand Forks is able to get through, but they're just unable to block that one. That one settles through the upright, folks. We got a 7-7 football game with 7 minutes remaining in the third quarter. 7:10 p.m. That's about the last 7 I can find. Folks, we're going to send this one to a quick break. We'll be back in a second. You're listening to KNOX.
Picture yourself at Lake Region State College. With faculty and staff here to help you succeed, we know you by name. Picture your success as you get hands-on ready for the workforce or transfer on to earn your bachelor's degree. Lake Region State College. We change lives.
It's hard to explain what this feels like. We could try to put it into words, but nothing compares to experiencing it for yourself. You just have to get in the seat.
Visit True North Equipment at any of our 10 locations or at www.truenorthequipment.com.
Signature Graphics in East Grand Forks is your one-stop shop for all your branding and design needs. From embroidery, vinyl wrapping, laser print, and more, fully customized from start to finish, all in-house. Signature Graphics. We craft your vision. You watch it come to life.
Folks, as we welcome you back to East Grand Forks, the Green Wave tied in this football game with the Lakers 7-7. Another long boot going to go by way of the end zone. This one bounces about 2. UND could use this guy. So we were talking, Sam, last Friday night. Luca Carpenter, our cameraman, asked us what is the longest high school kickoff we'd ever seen. And we sort of both answered in kind of in unison. You know, a couple of them get to the front of the end zone, a couple trickle about halfway through, and very few make it through the back of the end zone. But a couple big boots for the Lakers, Sam, tonight in this one.
Not even a second thought from the return unit of East Grand Forks if they want to gather that one for a return. Nevertheless, East Grand Forks going to start this second offensive possession of the half from their own 20-yard line. Bottled up is Nowaski in the backfield. Nice tackle there, Easton Wall, the defensive back for the Lakers. So that's going to make East Grand Forks operate from behind their own sticks. Second, that's going to be a loss of 3 on the play, so it's going to be a 2nd down and 13 from the 18-yard line. Loss of 2.
I'm not sure if these outside linebackers have just shifted outside a little bit tonight in the second half for the Lakers, but man, they have really been bottling up those edges really, really effectively. Sam, something to watch as we kind of trickle through what will be the rest of this football game. 6 minutes, 6:45 remains in the third quarter. You're listening to KNOX. You're watching KNOX TV. Schmiederberg's going to step back. This is going to be Stassen, and he led his man just a hair too far. That one, pretty nice bomb, but Jacob overthrows Jackson Stassen. As that one falls to the turf, so now working really behind the sticks. It's going to be 3rd and 12 from their own 18-yard line. The Green Wave got to get to that 30-yard line. They like them taking a shot. And honestly, it's a pretty nice thrown ball. It's just you got to have a little bit more of that kind of available to you. I mean, you can't only pass in dire straits, Sam.
And the familial connection, not able to connect on that one right there, as we had the Stassen boys try to get connected for a long ball. So that's going to sit up East Grand Forks behind the stick. 3rd down and long, not a situation they like to be in.
And this one's going to be Nowacki on that little just short flat wheel screen, kind of right there route. Doesn't end up connecting, so that one's going to fall to the turf. Green Wave going to have to punt again. just a few yards in front of their own end zone, Sam. Really tough set of couple downs here. East Grand Forks, that running identity just kind of withered away. I mean, Detroit Lakes has found a way to defend it early in the second half, and the Green Wave are going to be looking for some answers down the stretch, Sam.
East Grand Forks is going to have to find another way to move the ball down the field. Some terrific defensive adjustments from the head coach of Detroit Lakes, Reed Hefta, as that's been 2 offensive possessions for the Green Wave here in the second half, 2 3-and-outs. Rustling, another bad snap. He's able to collect it. Let's hope this gets a favorable East Grand Forks bounce, and it does, but it is not going to make midfield. So Detroit Lakes, once again, is going to start with advantageous field position from the East Grand Forks 46-yard line.
It's exactly just how this game changes, right, Sam? I mean, 2 quick stops from this Lakers defense, and all of a sudden they've set themselves up in positive territory now in the second possession of the second half. And they kicked the ball to start, but they scored quick, and they've already got the ball. And halfway through this third quarter, 6 minutes and 3 seconds remain. We're knotted up at 7-7. But the Lakers threatening, Sam, again, really nice last offensive possession. Move the ball quickly. East Grand Forks has got to find an answer.
We've seen Detroit Lakes make their adjustments on defense. Now it's East Grand Forks' turn. Let's see what adjustments they have to try limit the ground game for this Detroit Lakes quarterback, Caden Strand. We saw him rip off a couple of long runs on that last possession. Let's see if they designate a linebacker to spy on him to try to limit those opportunities on the ground game for the Lakers.
Strand in the backfield, heavy package on that offensive line. They're playing 7 deep. He's going to drop back, look to his left. Some pressure coming from the Green Wave. This bomb is deep. Oh, nearly through the fingertips. I believe that is Jezreel Jones. Let's get a check. It's Dodge Hall, actually, on the kind of pass breakup 50-50 ball. Man, if you had an extra 2 inches, you probably would have brought that one in. Size working against him, Sam, probably for the first time all season.
And Strand had to get that ball off quickly. He had a defensive lineman right in his face when he threw it. So given the circumstances, that was a quality throw for the Detroit Lakes quarterback. Nevertheless, it falls innocently to the turf, a 50-50 ball that could have gone either way. So it's going to be a 2nd down and 10 now for the Lakers from the East Grand Forks 46-yard line.
Out of the shotgun, Strand keeps one. It's on the turf. Let's see where the ball ends up. East Grand Forks might have had a chance to get on top of that one. That draw play. And they're going to give this one back to Detroit Lakes pretty quickly. You know, Sam, I was just going to say to you, good time for a turnover. But Detroit Lakes fumbles on their 2nd down play. They got 3rd and 10 from the 46-yard line. Sam, need a stop here if you're the Green Wave, and they're probably going to go for 2, I would imagine.
I would agree, Adrian. Even though the big leg of the kicker, I'm not sure that 60 yards is in his repertoire. So big 3rd down here for East Grand Forks. You want to push Devils Lake backwards to make the decision easy on them to bring the punt unit onto the field.
For those of you watching on KNOX TV, as the snap comes in for Strand, quick snap to this near side and chasing in pursuit. Oh, wow! Some serious speed on display for Andy Bartness as he's going to find the end zone. Wow! What a quick play by Bartness. So very quickly the Lakers on 3rd and 10 convert for a 46-yard touchdown strike. As we're going to, I think, get a replay on that one, if I'm correct. This replay brought to you by American Family Insurance, Tyler Nagel Agency. We'll see the look here. As Strand drops back, like you said, Sam, darn near predetermined, just running in that flat as Bartness. He's got 47 yards after the catch. Holy crap. Chasing him in pursuit, but just unable to get there. That was Jackson Stassen. That he didn't have much of a chance as we got an injured player down on the field, folks. We're going to take this timeout with them. This timeout brought to you by Apex Apparel, Big Jim's Tire. We'll be back in 45.
Apex Apparel is your quick turnaround apparel and promotional item shop in Grand Forks. If you're looking for direct-to-garment printing, embroidery work, or a huge selection of promotional items, come to Apex Apparel, your locally owned, family-run, quick turnaround apparel shop in Grand Forks.
Rust, salt, and time are the biggest enemies for a fuel tank. Never fear, because Grand Forks Welding is here to take care of your enemies for you. We not only fix or patch your tanks, but we can custom fabricate any kind of replacement fuel tanks or service unit. Go to GrandForksWelding.com.
Man of Steel. Today, the PS stands for proper service for your home, farm, or business, which is what you'll get from the team at PS Garage Doors in Grand Forks. Whether you need a door fixed or just thinking about replacing what you already have, no matter what the size, PS Doors offers the proper service for you. Get your proper service at psgaragedoors.com.
That timeout brought to you courtesy of Big Jim's Eastside Tire, although they're in Grand Forks and Minto, and also Apex Apparel. Big score there for the Lakers, Sam, to get this third quarter. They've had really a productive quarter on the offensive side of the ball. That one comes just 2 minutes after, their last score. So at 5 minutes and 6 seconds of this third quarter, they double up on a 46-yard touchdown. As we might have some movement up front. We'll see where it goes.
And we're going to have another false start, so 2 straight touchdowns for Detroit Lakes, 2 straight false starts on the point after attempt. Amazing display of speed there from Andy Bartness, getting the ball in the flats 8 yards down the field on the near side. A couple of players in the East Grand Forks secondary had the angle to push him out of bounds, but Bartness just turns on the burners and runs it all the way down the field. 46-yard touchdown, 46-yard drive. They got it all in one play, and the Lakers take the lead by a score of 13-7 with 5 minutes remaining, quarter number 3. And the point after attempt is up, and it is good. So that will extend the lead for Detroit Lakes. Our Ultra Health System scoreboard now reads DL 14, East Grand Forks 7, 5 minutes and 6 seconds remaining in the third quarter.
We'll keep this one here with you, folks. Thank you for listening. You're listening to KNOX. This is 1310 AM, 107.9 FM. You're watching on KNOX TV. Luke Carpenter working the camera for us tonight. Samuel Jensen, he is our on-site engineer, color analyst, statistician, cover model, pretty much everything for us tonight. Adrian Cummings, I am your play-by-play voice. Sam, certainly been a nice season for us in football. KNOX, some of our expanded coverage has been really fun for us to get to see some new stuff. And we're kind of getting now to the heart of it. We've got a nice matchup for you guys tomorrow night. Number 1 versus 2 matchup as the Riders, I believe, play host to Horace. I think he'll be on color commentary for that game, if I'm not mistaken.
That'll be an exciting broadcast from Cushman Field Thursday night football. Number 1 versus number 2 in the state. Red River having a really nice season, trying to end their regular season on a positive note as they are a shoo-in to make the North Dakota Class AA state playoffs. And Detroit Lakes once again booms this kickoff through the end zone, and that will be another touchback. So East Grand Forks is going to start their 3rd offensive possession of the second half, once again from their 20-yard line, and they have yet to cross the 30 in the second half thus far.
Sam, let's say you swap this headset out for an OC headset. What are you calling here? What are your first 3 plays?
I would like to see, a running game utilizing the wide receiver, moving the ball east and west. We've seen them try move north and south, but Detroit Lakes has done a good job of really taking away space for these running backs for East Grand Forks. So you got to try find some space east and west, not only on the ground but in the air as well.
This handup's going to go up the gut. Not sure who had it, but he is met at the line of scrimmage for going to be a 1-yard gain. Negligible there is. More or less the entire defensive line for the Lakers had them wrapped up.
And there's a north and south run, and they have not found any success with that so far in the second half. As our clock, we're catching up here, 4 minutes and 45 seconds remaining in the third quarter. We're catching up with that. For those of you watching on KNOX Live Sports, you can access that video stream by visiting our website, knoxradio.com.
Stassen now going to be in the backfield. A couple men to his right. Interesting formation here. As he's going to pass, this one's going to go to Nowacki. They finally connect on one of those short flats, and now you see why they wanted to do it. As Nowacki's got to grind forward, 17-yard gain for him as he's pushed out of bounds near the 37-yard line. Excellent play for him. Well, Sam, you got to tip your cap. We were dishing on the short pass, but, man, it worked pretty good there.
And, I'll pat myself on the back there as well. A little east-west passing action, the key for any offensive coordinator is getting your ball to your playmakers in space. And there's no secret that Jordan Nowacki is one of the top playmakers for this East Grand Forks offense. So whether you're giving it to him in the backfield or finding some areas with him in space out in the flats, he's going to make a play for you. So a nice play call there from the East Grand Forks coaching staff.
When you see some of that quick acceleration speed for Nowacki is Stassen's going to take this one on a designed quarterback run. This is just going to be a 2-yard dive. So, again, they're working on that run game. I like that. They need to get that back as a component of this football game. As the clock winds now just under 3 minutes and 45 seconds. Sam, I guess what do you call here? Midfield, you finally get a completion. You get a connection. You get a couple yards in the play. What do you got to do to keep this one grinding forward?
Well, still a lot of football left. So even though we've been hammering away at the fact that we want to see a little bit more east-west action, you got to stick to your identity and try find some holes in that running game, because eventually they are going to open up, and that will open up the playbook in regards to what you can do through the air. And there's some east-west running there from Jordan Nowacki. He breaks a tackle in the backfield, able to move 1 yard past the line of scrimmage. Some pushing and shoving after the play. Once again, no flag on the play. So things continue to get chippy here at the East Grand Forks High School Outdoor Athletic Complex, but no flags are being thrown as a result of the high how are yous after the whistle.
Cale MacArthur getting embraced by his team. He's maybe frustrated. I thought he was kind of gloating, but he might be a little upset at what transpired after that play. No clue what happened there, but Sam, again, you let this run as long as you want, this leash, but eventually you got to rein it in at some time. Under center now is Stassen, power formation. 3rd and 7 for the Green Wave. Fake pitch. This one's going to be a pass. This one's looking downfield. It's going to be, they're going to say incomplete. Nearly picked off there. Wow, what a weird play. They run play action. They got a guy streaming downfield and just decided to hit the out route, Sam. A little interesting decision there in the backfield from Stassen.
Credit to Detroit Lake secondary there on a play action. Usually you're looking for a man open down the field. They stuck to their assignments. Good coverage down the field. Forced Stassen to opt for his check down route. And even though he went to the check down, there was some solid coverage. And East Grand Forks is lucky that did not result in an interception for the Lakers.
Green Wave showing punt here. This one's going to go deep to Rustling. Snap is clean. He's able to get a boot off, but this one's going to be just swallowed by the wind. Going to take a negative bounce. Green Wave going to down this one, so this one's going to be down near the 40-yard line. So a good drive stalls out. 2 minutes and 14 seconds remain in this third quarter. Green Wave going to play some defense again, Sam. They got to find a stop here, and they got to find it probably in the first 2 sets of downs, I would say.
Well, defense not able to catch any sort of breath here in the second half. 3 offensive possessions for the Green Wave, 1 first down. So this defense being trotted out onto the field. And at this level of high school football in Minnesota, a lot of these guys are playing both ways. So we're going to start to see stamina play a factor here as we're in the later stages of the third quarter. Detroit Lakes leads your East Grand Forks Green Wave by a score of 14-7 with 2 minutes and 14 seconds remaining in the third quarter.
So after a couple nice drives, Caden Strand finally setting into his rhythm. They're not afraid to go use him through the air, but this one's going to go on the ground. Strand's going to work forward as East Grand Forks working for that ball. We got a flag coming in late, and this some cheers erupting from that far side. I'm not sure what. You get a face mask called here. Didn't see it, but not saying it didn't happen. So face mask is going to tack on, I believe, 15 yards at the end of this play. So a 5-yard gain turned into a 20-yard gain. Being on your own 40-yard line flips into the Green Wave 40-yard line very quickly, Sam.
And East Grand Forks has played a clean football game up until this point. Only 1 offsides penalty in the first half, and I believe this is the first penalty for either team in the second half.
That's correct.
There can be a dialogue that can take place in regards to whether or not Detroit Lakes should have been flagged for a couple of unnecessary roughness plays after the whistle. Nevertheless, Detroit Lakes able to flip the field, now first down and 10 from the East Grand 40-yard line.
Strand in the backfield, 1 man off his left hip. I believe that's Cale MacArthur. Strand's going to drop back. He's going to hit. Oh, it's picked off! Green Wave picked the ball off. Oh, my gosh. Good hands from the linebacker there, number 23. Max Bees gets a nice pick for the Green Wave there, and they flip the field quickly. We're going to take another look at this one. American Family Insurance, Tyler Nagel Agency. I thought for sure he had that inside slant, Sam. Strand drops back here. Bees read that one all the way through. Excellent work by our cameraman, Luca Carpenter, not losing that ball. East Grand Forks, big momentum play. They go up 1-0 in this turnover battle. And they flip the field with 1:53 remaining in the third quarter, trailing by 7. Big momentum swing right here, Sam. And grinding up the middle is Cole Schmiederberg. They're going to spot him for a 5-yard carry. Really let that play drag on after the progress was stopped. Sam, what did you see on that interception there?
That was an absolute outstanding individual effort by number 28 for East Grand Forks. That's Cole Bees. We've seen him make a couple of nice plays on defense for East Grand Forks in this football game. None bigger than that one, and at the perfect time for the Green Wave, getting their offense back onto the field with some much-needed momentum.
So an excellent turnover on defense gets East Grand Forks maybe the spark they're needing in the second half as just a minute remain in this third quarter, and this handoff is going to go to Schmiederberg. Schmiederberg going to grind up the middle. Finally, he's able to bust one through. That one's good for 10 yards. He's going to get down to the 30-yard line, so East Grand Forks finally starting to put together a couple nice plays. Minute remain now, so we get a brief stoppage for the chains moving.
And football is such a game of momentum, Adrian. This offense looked like they were not able to move the ball whatsoever in their first 3 possessions, but after a big play from Cole Bees in the Green Wave defense, they come out with a fresh breath of fresh air, and they're starting to move the ball effectively, doing it the way they know how, and that is on the ground. So first down and 10 here now for East Grand Forks from the Detroit Lakes 30-yard line. They're going to keep this one on the ground. They're going to hand it to Schmiederberg. He's going to run up the right side of the offensive line, able to pick up a couple yards on the carry. Officially a gain of 3 on the play, so that's going to result in a 2nd down and 7 for East Grand Forks with less than 20 seconds remaining in the third quarter. The Lakers beating the Green Wave by a score of 14-7, one-possession football game.
And East Grand Forks has been playing, Sam, this entire half, driving into the wind. So it might be a nice opportunity if they're able to tag on a good play here, and they're going to trot up to the line, but I'm guessing they're going to let this one go. 4-3-2-1. They do get the play off. They're going to run it to Schmiederberg. Schmiederberg's going to find a lane, get outside. Nice run by him, and he's going to get another first down, I think. They pretty much played power and gave it to the fullback. He bounced off his right guard's tush and kicked it outside. So the Green Wave put together a couple nice plays in the closing seconds of this third quarter, folks. We're going to send you to a short break. We'll be back with the fourth quarter. This is Green Wave football on KNOX.
Spray Advantage of Grand Forks carries everything you need for the chemical and fertilizer application on your farm. They have pumps, tips, and tanks from 3 gallons all the way up to 10,000 gallons on hand. They can help with parts and accessories for the fertilizer and tillage equipment on your farm too. Go to sprayadvantage.com.
When you think breakfast, you think Perkins Restaurant. Whether you keep it simple with a fresh-baked mammoth muffin and coffee or go all out and try the tremendous 12 breakfast, Perkins Restaurant is your breakfast place. Perkins Restaurant and a great breakfast make the perfect team.
As guys, we all love our trucks. That's why Toys for Trucks is your headquarters for all things truck. They carry an amazing selection of rims and tires, plus floor mats, tonneau covers, hitches, plows, and even Excalibur remote car starters for any car, truck, or SUV. And the best part? They can install everything for your truck right at their location. Stop out at Toys for Trucks in Grand Forks to customize your ride, or check them out at toysfortrucks.com.
Welcome you back to Green Wave football. So the minute 45 remaining in that third quarter, big pick comes by way of Max Bees, taking Caleb Strand the other way. East Grand Forks is able to convert 2 quick first downs. Fourth quarter, we have 12 minutes remaining on the clock. They trail by a score of 14-7. Detroit Lakes popped out with 2 third quarter scores. That update brought to you courtesy of All True Health Systems. Now on the doorstep of the red zone, Sam, the Green Wave got an opportunity to flip this game and put some momentum back, maybe in the stands and on the sideline. This one's going to go under center. This is going to be power. Schmiederberg is going to just trickle forward. He's going to go 4 or 5 yards. So we got some action in the backfield here. Again, involved is going to be Cale MacArthur. He's maybe had a little bit of a bone to pick with number 42, Ryan Rockstead. Be interesting to see how that develops, Sam.
Gotta love the chippiness and the rivalry between these two teams, but you don't want it to go too far if you're a coach for either one of these teams. In a one-possession game like this, a 15-yard penalty can really kill an offensive drive. Once again, in power formation is the Green Wave. This one's going to go to Dodge Hall in the backfield. And Dodge Hall is able to get to the line of scrimmage, pick up a gain of 1 on the play, so it's going to be a 3rd down and manageable inside the RBB Electric red zone for East Grand Forks.
You know, a person can respect the refs letting this game play out a little bit, but at some point you got to maybe set the tone. Dodge Hall is tackled there. In the process of the tackle, the whistle blows. He's thrown to the ground, which is whatever, right? It happens. And the guy's jumping on top of him and, you know, whatever, fist bumping in his face. I mean, at some point you got to maybe pick that up and maybe clean this game up. Nonetheless, Stassen's now going to play in the backfield. To his left is Schmiederberg in motion. Nowacki working right to left. So he's going to go to Schmiederberg. He's going to kick off tackle. He's going to have a first down. He's going to have a touchdown. Green Wave, get back in this game. Touchdown, Nowacki. Schmiederberg, excuse me. It's going to be a 16-yard touchdown run for him to open this fourth quarter. Nice play by the Green Wave. Sam, let's take another look at that one.
Adrian, this is the same exact play call that we saw on their first touchdown, throwing Nowacki in motion to make that defense move for Detroit Lakes left to right, and then instead hand it off to Schmiederberg, and he's going to run up the right side of that offensive line. Good job by the boys up front for the Green Wave, creating space, and Schmiederberg was not touched on that 18-yard rushing touchdown for the Green Wave. Pending a point after, this has the opportunity to tie things up for East Grand Forks. Right now, our All True Health System scoreboard, Detroit Lakes 14, East Grand Forks 13, as the point after is blocked at the line of scrimmage. So a nice special teams there for the Lakers to preserve their 1-point lead. Nevertheless, East Grand Forks crawling right back into this one. Detroit Lakes 14, East Grand Forks 13, and the momentum right now is on the East Grand Forks sideline.
You know, Sam, to find a silver lining in missing a PAT. It's a signal to your bench that we got to score again. We're not going to be able to cruise in this one and just play defense on our way out. So certainly unfortunate to get a block up there in the front, but nonetheless, now that keeps East Grand Forks in this game mentally. Really nice play there. Max Bees with that big interception near midfield, setting this one up. I think Green Wave able to work quickly the other way and put a score on the board. We were going to be tied, but now the Lakers hold that 1-point edge, 14-13. Snake bitten a little bit might be Strand, Sam. Curious to see if their play call changes.
Strand was really had a lot. He was in his groove in the passing attack the first couple of possessions for Detroit Lakes. They're 2 for 3 in the second half on their scoring drives thus far. Strand, let's see if their play calling gets a little bit more conservative after the interception on the last possession for the Lakers. Booming kickoff here. Cole Bees puts this one up for East Grand Forks. This is going to be received at the 15-yard line for Detroit Lakes. They're going to carry it up, and they have some daylight on the far side of the field. Nice play there. Going to try to get a number. I believe that's Dodge Hall with a touchdown-saving tackle for the Green Wave, but a solid return for Detroit Lakes as they're going to start this offensive possession from the East Grand Forks side of the field.
Going down on the far side, that kick returner, Andy Bartness, and staying down. Dodge Hall just kind of grabbed him and, routine tackle, pushed him out of bounds, but not a good sign for the Lakers. Bartness has been kind of the favorite son in this game thus far. He's got one of their tutty receptions and really showed some straight line speed, but he is really looking hurt on the turf there. So we're going to get an officials timeout, folks. We will keep this one with you, but this timeout is brought to you by Big Jim's Tire and Apex Apparel.
So we got an injury on the far side of the field after a solid return from Andy Bartness. Like you said, Adrian, at the 5:06 mark of quarter number 3, he had a 46-yard receiving touchdown pass. Obviously, his health is number one priority as he gets to his feet and walks to the sideline on his own power. Conveniently, he was injured right next to his sideline, so not too big of a trip for that injured player for Detroit Lakes, and we're going to continue play. That ball was returned right out to midfield, so that's where Detroit Lakes is going to start their 4th offensive possession of the second half, right from the 50-yard line.
Big difference here, Sam. All their scoring came with the wind at their backs. Now we're going to be playing in the front. Strand out of the backfield, heavy package on the offensive line. Direct snap, he's going to run, tuck. He's going to break a tackle, and he's going to work towards now just crossing into that 55-yard line of the Green Wave. 5-yard pickup for Strand. First guy had him about 1 yard past the line of scrimmage, but just was unable to do something to him. He's able to carry that ball forward. Really impressed with the running game out of these quarterbacks tonight, Sam.
And Caden Strand has some size to him, too. 6'2", 185 pounds from that quarterback position. When he runs downhill, if he gets past that linebacker tier of the Green Wave defense, you do not want him running downhill on your secondary.
Out of the backfield now, trips on the far side. This is a formation we've seen quite a bit. Grand Forks going to send pressure. Strand going to carry this one forward. He's going to have a nice gain here. He's going to have probably 10, 12 yards on this pickup. So he just tucks the ball and runs again, that direct snap. Interesting, they're reverting now back a little bit to this sort of just tuck and run offense they've played. The quarterback more or less carrying the bag. We're in the 4th quarter, 9 minutes and 45 seconds remain. Green Wave trail by 1. Detroit Lakes leads this game by a score of 14-13.
What answer will this East Grand Forks defense have? It looks like the strategy for Detroit Lakes is just to run it right down their throat. What kind of answer will this defensive front linebacking group have for the Green Wave defense?
Spread receivers right side. This one's going to be blown up near the line of scrimmage. Ball's on the turf. East Grand Forks. Oh, my gosh, did they just get that ball? Snap is bobbled. East Grand Forks gets it. Second straight turnover for the Green Wave. 2 drives in a row. They've stalled this Lakers offense and taken the ball away from him in the process. They're going to set up shop near the 36-yard line. Sam, I think we got a replay of that. This is brought to you by American Family Insurance, Tyler Nagel Agency. Not sure who blew up the line of scrimmage there. That's 28, I want to say. I believe, let's give credit to Cole Bees blowing up that line of scrimmage and really kind of making Strand have to work probably a little bit quicker than he wanted to. Green Wave forced a big turnover at 9 minutes and 20 seconds left in this 4th quarter as Detroit Lakes look to be settling into another nice drive.
East Grand Forks offense taking the field. Schmiederberg's going to have his number called, and he's going to pick up a solid chunk of 3 yards on that play. As we have just over 9 minutes remaining in the 4th quarter, the Green Wave trailing the Lakers by 1 point by a score of 14-13. Back-to-back turnovers by way of interception and fumble, respectively, for this Green Wave defense, and that's provided a lot of life for this East Grand sideline as they're trying to march the ball 60 yards down the field to take the lead.
Power formation here. Interesting setup as this one's going to go to Schmiederberg. He's going to push forward He's going to be spotted near that 46, 47-yard line here as they're just nearing midfield. They're going to say 3rd and 1 plus a ball length, maybe 3rd and 2, depending on how you spot it, if you're on the metric or the standard system.
Big third down here, Adrian, and it's a similar conversation we have every third down and short on this part of the football field near approaching midfield is East Grand Forks. Got to think this is 4-down territory, especially given where we're at in the game.
Stassen in the backfield, Nowaski, in motion. He's going to settle back as a run option. Smederberg's going to bounce forward, gets a nice push from the offensive line. He's going to be spotted with that first down gain. For those of you watching, Luca Carpenter had us right on the action. Really gets bottled up there. Schmiederberg kind of in that no man's land, might have it, might not. But that big push comes from his offensive line. The boys up front, give him credit, Sam, really extending this drive for the Green Wave.
Big third down conversion and doing it the hard way is East Grand Forks. Schmiederberg, such a tough-nosed runner, never goes down on first contact, will always fall forward. A tough fullback to take down, and that's good enough for another Green Wave first down.
Let's see what kind of play call we get here as they're showing power. Give some credit to number 42, Ryan Rockstead, fullback, and he's going to lay a nice block, but this one's going to get blown up near the line of scrimmage. Just tumbling forward and keeping his legs moving is Schmiederberg.
Schmiederberg lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage. Once again, yet another example of him not going down on first contact, as first contact was made by the Detroit Lakes defensive front 2-3 yards behind the line of scrimmage. Schmiederberg is going to be given a loss of a half of a yard on the play, so officially it's a 2nd down and 11 here for East Grand Forks from their own 47-yard line.
7 minutes remain near midfield. We're in the 4th quarter, folks. This is Minnesota Section 8 AAA football. And we get a guy jumping. Kozlowski maybe a little upset as they were looking for an encroachment. They might have had it. No call, but the flag stays in the pocket tonight. We're all right with that. Sending a man in motion, and oh, my Lord. So East Grand Forks gets absolutely hosed there as they really should have been defensive encroachment, Sam. No call. They wait long enough, and they decide to throw the flag on East Grand Forks. So,
well, if East Grand Forks were to do that again, they would have one of their offensive linemen jump when Detroit Lakes crossed that line of scrimmage. But because everybody stayed still, the ball was not snapped. That allowed the Detroit Lake defender to get back into his position. And a couple of extra seconds ran off the clock, and East Grand Forks gets called for a false start penalty, so that pushes them far beyond the sticks. So now it's a 2nd down and 16 for the Green Wave.
Clear passing situation, probably clear stretch situation. I don't think a short pass is going to do it. Well, it looks like we have Nowaski outside as Stassen's going to drop back. He's going to have his target, and just a kind of a weird throw there. That one just goes 2 yards ahead of the line to Gaines, catching that one, number 28. I believe that's Bees.
Strong hands there from Bees, as that looked like they were faking a screen to Schmiederberg on the near side of the field. Then Bees snuck out, but a good job from the Detroit Lakes defense as they were able to stick to their assignment and not allow to lose a man in the backfield. Short gain, that results in a 3rd down and 13 for East Grand Forks from their own 45-yard line.
4-down territory here, Sam. You got to start counting your possessions. Only 6 minutes remain, and both of these teams have gone on long drives. You're obviously going to go for it here, so don't worry about getting all 13 yards. Take 5, 6, 7, 8 if you can. Dropping back is Stassen. Stassen's going to throw to the near side, and he's got a man! Caught! Bees! First down, Green Wave!
What a pass from Stassen to Bees on that one on the near side of the field. And Adrian, they did get it all in one right there, and they're thankful they did. First down as East Grand Forks enters the Detroit Lakes side of the field. 1st down and 10 from the Detroit Lakes 39-yard line.
I gave you a bad number there. That is Stassen to Stassen. So that's going to be Jacob to Jackson as they convert that big 3rd down play, 3rd and 13, and they get it all in one bunch. They're now near the 39-yard line, and they're driving on the Detroit Lakes as they load the box. This one's going to be handed off to Nowaski. Haven't seen him out of the backfield a ton, and he's going to churn forward. Nice gain by him. This one should be good for 4 or 5 yards and give him 2nd and manageable, Sam.
These last couple of offensive possessions for East Grand Forks, it just looks like they wanted a little bit more. First contact, they keep driving forward. Offensive linemen are coming and pushing on the back end of the ball carrier. Anything for an extra couple of yards. In East Grand Forks, it looks like they want this one a little bit more than Detroit Lakes.
Stassen in the backfield. He's going to be under center, actually. Power formation. Lead man is Schmiederberg Nowaski, the skill back. Schmiederberg's going to get this on the dive. He's going to work up front. Nice squirting out there, and he's going to jump. That's going to be very close to that first down marker. Give it to him. And they are going to give it to him. So a first down for Schmiederberg, working just right out of that fullback slot. Nice jump forward for him there as they're now on the doorstep. 29-yard line, Green Wave driving. 4 minutes remain in the fourth quarter. They trail by 1 to the Detroit Lakers.
And they're doing it in East Grand Forks football fashion, on the ground, ground and pound. Aside from that huge third down conversion, Stassen to Stassen, East Grand Forks playing true to their identity.
Because this one's going to be a design quarterback keeper. This one is going to be Stassen's going to tuck and follow and not going to go for much.
Adrian, looking at our All True Health System scoreboard, 3.5 minutes remaining in the fourth quarter. This might be the last chance for the Green Wave in terms of counting possessions. I like that mentality in the later stages of this football game. Now operating from the 28-yard line, East Grand Forks has to have a little bit of urgency, knowing that this might be their last chance to take the lead. Power formation. Stassen with Schmiederberg as the fullback, Nowaski as the halfback. This is going to be a screen out to the flats. This is going to go to Jackson Stassen. Stassen is going to make a man miss at the line of scrimmage and fall forward for a minimal gain of maybe 1 yard. So another third down and long. Officially a third down and 8 for this Green Wave offense.
Dangerous play for the Wave there, Sam. If that thing is anything less than caught, that's going to be a fumble. And there's a ton of Lakers swarming. So now we got some, not necessarily decisions to make, but you got to have a little bit different mentality here. You got third and long. You have to have it, Sammy. You got absolutely no option. I mean, you have to. You could attempt a field goal potentially. I'm not sure who they have doing the place kicking duties. Wind at your back. But kicking has not necessarily been the calling card for this Wave team, Sam. In the backfield now is Stassen. One man to his left. He puts Nowaski in motion. He's going to drop back and pass. This one's just going to go to the flat to Schmiederberg. Schmiederberg's going to try and cut up field. No good, not getting anywhere. He's losing yards on that one, so he goes down. Now under that initial down markers, Caslo's going to call a timeout. I'd like to call here. This timeout is brought to you by Apex Apparel and Big Jim's Tire. So the Green Wave get backed up on 3 straight plays. They got 4th and 11 from their own 30-yard line. Be what, 47-yard field goal, probably off the books, I would imagine, Sam.
I think a field goal is out of the question here for East Grand Forks. I think this might even be out of the range for the Detroit Lakes kicker, who has showcased his ability to boot it quite some distance. But man, I really was not a fan of that play call on third down and long. If you're going to pass it, out to the flats, Detroit Lakes knows that coming, and you saw an absolute good team effort to take down Schmiederberg in the backfield for a loss of 4 on the play. So now a 4th down and 10 for East Grand Forks, trailing Detroit Lakes by 1 with 2 minutes and 13 seconds remaining in the football game. So let's see. This might be trick play territory here, Adrian.
Expert analyses by our color analyst, Sam Jensen. Not only a model, but also a radio man. Should be
a football guy, as we call it in the industry. And we saw an amazing trick play in Grand Forks Central's matchup at the Alara Center last Friday night against Fargo South, a Philly special. So let's see what Ryan Koselski has in his bag of tricks if they want to get creative here to pick up this first down.
Here we go, folks. Stassen, backfield, 2 minutes and 13 seconds remain. Wave, trail by 1. Nowaski in motion. He's going to drop back. Schmiederberg stays for the extra protection. He's got a toss. He's got, just out of the hands of Nowaski. Had him wide open. Just led him too far.
And East Grand Forks looking for that wheel route. They throw Nowaski in motion, and he continues on that wheel pattern on the far side of the field. That pass from Stassen just out of the reach of Nowaski, and that's one that East Grand Forks is going to want back. If that ball is placed perfectly into the hands of Nowaski, he would be able to walk his way into the end zone. But that is going to be a turnover on downs for East Grand Forks, and Detroit Lakes is going to take over from their own 31-yard line with 2 minutes and 8 seconds remaining in the fourth quarter. Detroit Lakes leads East Grand Forks by a score of 14-13 on our All True Health System scoreboard. Head coach Ryan Koselski has 2 timeouts still left.
And there is a play clock in Minnesota. It's just done on the field, so it's not on the board. This snap's going to go to Strand. Strand's going to run upfield. He's going to be tackled. Castle's going to whistle in a quick timeout. That one's going to be just a short gainer here. So you're going to be playing the timeout game. You're going to have to get a stop, obviously, somewhere. best case scenario, you get this ball back maybe with 30 seconds, Sam.
Yep, and East Grand Forks putting themselves in a difficult spot, and if we were to take a look at the advanced analytics that we do not have on hand, but I would imagine if we did, it would indicate that East Grand Forks probably has a less than 5% chance of winning this football game. We're at a point right now you got to play perfectly. A first down for Detroit Lakes would probably do it for the game, so you got to keep them behind the sticks, and also maybe say a prayer for another botched snap or a turnover in any capacity. You got to hope for a mistake for from this Laker offense.
It's been an exciting fourth quarter of football, Sam. We're happy to have it for you folks as part of our Rivard's Turf and Forage and Grand Trailer Sales Sports Network. You are listening on 1310 AM 107.9 FM. We are the flagship for Layton in the Red River Valley, KNOX. You're also watching on KNOX TV. As we get ready for what will be crunch time, just over 2 minutes, 2:02 remain in the fourth quarter. This one's going to be a 2nd and 6 now for the Lakers. Obviously, they're going to run here. They've had some issues with the snap, so potentially some defensive pressure could change this game. Green Wave one timeout in their back pocket, but going to need some serious help here, Sam. Strand in the backfield now going hard count. He's going to take this one and tuck, and he's going to be near that first down marker. He's going to have a nice gainer there, and that one might just do it for us, Sam. He's going to squirt forward for about 9 yards, and he's going to advance that chain now out near the 45-yard line. We'll see what happens here. Is they're going to let this one run, I believe.
And with only one timeout remaining, it looks like Detroit Lakes is going to be able to run the clock out pending any type of mistake on the snap or a turnover in any fashion. East Grand Forks putting up a valiant effort here tonight. They got to be proud of the effort that they put forward, but it appears they are going to fall just short, just a minute and a half remaining in quarter number 4. The Green Wave trailed Detroit Lakes by a score of 14-13. Thank you for tuning in tonight. 1310 AM, 107.9 FM, KNOX, Rivard's Turf and Forage, Grand Trailer Sales Sports Network. And for those of you tuning into the video feed on knoxradio.com under the Live Sports tab, as Detroit Lakes is going to have a quarterback run, and now head coach Ryan Kosowski decides to utilize his final timeout in the game with 1 minute and 12 seconds remaining in the fourth quarter after a short, designed quarterback run. And for being the backup quarterback, I've been incredibly impressed with Caden Strand's performance here tonight. It seems like he was just catapulted into that starting quarterback spot after the first possession of the game. And he certainly has all the makings of looking like a quarterback one with the performance he's put forward here tonight.
Oh, just a lights-out performance for Strand, save for sort of one interception and that little fumble he had at the line of scrimmage. Really has just been just about perfect tonight. Really opened up his game in the second quarter. East Grand Forks just unable to do enough here in this last one. 2:40 play clocks run us out of this game. So the Green Wave likely going to come close in this one, but they trail by 1 minute and 12 seconds remaining on Ultra Health Systems scoreboard. Lakers good for 2 touchdowns and 14 points. Green Wave good for 2 touchdowns and 13 points, just missing 1 PAT to start this fourth quarter.
Detroit.
Victory formation here for the Lakers.
Took the words right out of my mouth. Victory formation here for Detroit Lakes. It looks like we're going to have oh, they were able to snap the ball. Did they snap the ball there? And they did snap the ball, so that's going to keep the clock running. Head coach Ryan Kosowski out of timeouts. And Adrian, we're going to talk about this in more detail during the post-game report, but there's 2 offensive drives that come to mind that I think East Grand Forks would want back. Obviously, that last possession where quarterbacks Stassen and Nowaski were just inches away from connecting on what would have been a touchdown to give the Green Wave the lead with under 3 minutes remaining in quarter number 4. The second offensive possession I think the Green Wave would want back is that last one that they had in the first half with an opportunity to double dip. They made it all the way down into the RBB Electric red zone, had a turnover on downs. If they would have been able to build up a 2-possession lead coming into the locker room at halftime, we would have had a completely different final 24 minutes of this football game.
Absolutely. So the Green Wave are going to fall in this one. They lose just 1 point shy tonight. The Detroit Lakes Lakers knocked them off by a score of 14-13. Folks, we're going to send you to a break. When we come back, we'll have the post-game scoring summary, highlights, all of that. But again, the Green Wave are going to fall in this one, a really tight battle, one of the best football games we've seen all year long. Back and forth, but this one just went back and did not come forth for the Green Wave as they do fall again, 14-13 to Detroit Lakes. We'll send you to break, folks. Back in a few. You're listening to KNOX.
Spray Advantage of Grand Forks carries everything you need for the chemical and fertilizer application on your farm. They have pumps, tips, and tanks from 3 gallons all the way up to 10,000 gallons on hand. They can help with parts and accessories for the fertilizer and tillage equipment on your farm, too. Go to sprayadvantage.com.
When you think breakfast, you think Perkins Restaurant. Whether you keep it simple with a fresh baked mammoth muffin and coffee or go all out and try the tremendous 12 breakfast, Perkins Restaurant is your breakfast place. Perkins Restaurant and a great breakfast make the perfect team.
As guys, we all love our trucks. That's why Toys for Trucks is your headquarters for all things truck. They carry an amazing selection of rims and tires, plus floor mats, tonneau covers, hitches, plows, and even Excalibur remote car starters for any car, truck, or SUV. And the best part? They can install everything for your truck right at their location. Stop out at Toys for Trucks in Grand Forks to customize your ride, or check them out at toysfortrucks.com.
As we welcome you into this post-game show, Luke Carpenter, Sam Jensen, Ryan Kozowski, and Adrian Cummings here. Sam, it's been a nice football game for the Green Wave, just unable to climb that mountain. The Lakers fight them off in a nail-biter, which turned out to be really a phenomenal night of October Wednesday football. Take us through scoring summary in this one, and also let us know who's bringing us this post-game show.
Yes, Adrian, this post-game report is brought to you by Lake Region State College. We change lives, and also Spray Advantage, everything you need for the chemical and fertilizer application on your farm. Adrian, to run through a scoring summary, it's pretty brief in half number one, as East Grand Forks was the only team to get on the scoreboard in the opening couple of frames. 34 seconds remaining in quarter number one. Cole Schmiederberg had a 9-yard touchdown run to give the put East Grand Forks out to a 7-0 early lead. No more scoring throughout the rest of the first half. Moving over to quarter number three at the 7:04 mark, Detroit Lakes was able to get on the scoreboard, as that was a nice pass from Strand to number 3. That would be Dawson Ben Rudin, DVR. That was a 12-yard touchdown pass to cap off a 55-yard drive that knotted things up at 7. Then just 2 minutes later, Strand had it connected with Andy Bartness in the flats. Bartness outran the entirety of the East Grand Forks defense for a 46-yard touchdown completion, and that capped off a 46-yard drive. So all of the yards on that drive came on one play, courtesy of Andy Bartness receiving that touchdown pass from Strand. East Grand Forks able to get back into the football game at the 10:48 mark of quarter number 4. Yet another Schmiederberg running touchdown. He punched this one in from 16 yards out. A missed PAT was the difference in this one, so that brings us to a final score of 14-13. East Grand Forks falling just short of Detroit Lakes. So that's our scoring summary. The point after is the difference in this one, and there was plenty of opportunities for East Grand Forks. But something I was impressed with, Adrian, in the second half, the defense back-to-back turnovers allowed them to get back into this one to make it interesting.
Oh, absolutely. This is by far one of the most competitive football games I've ever seen East Grand Forks play. Some of the games they've had early, they've won, right? But this was back and forth. They were down, they were in, they were out. A really, really excellent defensive performance in that third quarter and early into that fourth quarter. Really carried this team, and they just got so close. But, again, they're able to do something with one of those possessions, and then with the other not able to necessarily climb that mountain. So really what was a great performance for East Grand Forks tonight just comes down to a game of inches, Sam, at the end of the night, right? I mean, it's one ball spot here, it's one place here, field goal here, guy gets it, guy doesn't, right? I mean, it's a close game, and it's sort of funny, right? Like, all this sort of comes down to a handful of plays, and kind of when you're on the wrong end of them, you're on the wrong end of them. What was a great football game for the East Grand Forks will drop them to 3-5 overall, heading into section tournament play. Certainly a team that should, I would say, after tonight, be 4-4 as a minimum, but again, dropping it tight when the Green Wave fall.
I think from what I heard pregame from some of the fans in the stands is that the postseason matchup has already been set before this game was played. East Grand Forks is going to take on Thief River Falls in the sectional quarterfinal, and that will be next Thursday night. So trying to make a run towards US Bank Stadium is East Grand Forks. You are listening to the postgame show. The postgame show is brought to you by Lake Region College and Spray Advantage. Adrian, let's get in a couple of these awards that we're going to hand out post-game. Let's start with the finest auto trim cover of the game, and we'd be remiss not to give that one on the interception for East Grand Forks. Their first turnover of the second half, that came by way of Cole Bees. Just an exceptional read that he made on the quarterback for Detroit Lakes, and that came at an important time after Detroit Lakes was able to put up back-to-back scoring drives. So trying to make it 3 in a row, Cole Bees with an important interception at a pivotal time of this game, and East Grand Forks subsequently scored on the next possession. So I'm going to award the finest auto trim cover of the game to Cole Bees for East Grand Forks.
Minute 42 remains in the third quarter, and Detroit Lakes, looks like they're setting up another drive. I mean, you're staring down the barrel of a really high, powerful offense, right? And All of a sudden, Bees is able to make a nice read from his outside linebacker spot, pick the route off on short, and turn it upfield. Really nice play by him, Sam. I absolutely agree. Our finest saddle trim cover of the game is that interception by Bees late in the third quarter. Our PS Garage Doors player of the game, the PS stands for Pride and Service. Sam, player of the game, who do you have for us?
I'm going to give it to a tandem of players, one offensively for the Green Wave and one defensively. I'd be remiss not to give it to Cole Schmiederberg. He had 2 rushing touchdowns for East Grand Forks tonight, one coming in quarter 1 to give the Green Wave an early 7-0 lead, and one in quarter 4 to claw them back and make it a one-possession football game. That brought the score to 14-13. So Cole Bees gets the PS Garage Doors player of the game for the offensive side of the ball. The defensive side of the ball, I am going to give it to Cole Bees with that interception, and then also he disrupted the backfield on the fumble for the next possession for Detroit Lakes as well. So a twin tandem of PS Garage Door players of the game for East Grand Forks. That is going to go to Cole Schmiederberg and Cole Bees. Once again, that is the PS Garage Doors player of the game. PS stands for Pride and Service.
Folks, we're going to send you to a break. When we bring you back, we'll wrap up this broadcast with our Proceed highlight of the game, Balloons by Misty celebration of the game. You've been listening to the Postgame show. This is KNOX 1310 AM, 107.9 FM. You've been watching KNOX TV. We could not do it without our sponsors, our partners. Our network sponsors are Rivard's Turf and Forage. Check out all of our specialized seeds at rivards.com. Maybe you got a project next summer coming up. A little bit tough this time of the year, but I'm sure they got a winter blend for you. Stop out at Rivard's. A Grand Trailer sells just a stone's throw from where we are now. All sorts of stuff, all kinds of applications, commercial, enclosed, open top, car haul or dump. Grand Trailer sells all the trailer parts, sales, and service you need right here in East Grand Forks, Minnesota. This postgame show is brought to you by Spray Advantage and Lake Region State College. Folks, we'll send you to a quick break. We'll be back to wrap this one up. Green Wave fall 14-13 to Detroit Lakes in a tight one. Back in a few.
Pro Ag in Grand Forks and Grafton carries the equipment and parts on hand to make your farming operation run smooth. They carry all major brands like Honeybee, Alloway, Amity, Artex, Hardy, Capello, Monosem, Pickett, Wilrich, and Black Ace. So whether you're trading in, buying, or just need parts, go to ProAgEquip.com to see everything Pro Ag has to offer.
When you need the right part for your pickup, head to Northwood or call Mike's Custom Truck. Amanda will drop ship any part you need. Turbos, upgraded fuel pumps, Edge products, and more. Mike's Custom Truck, 587-6335.
From tears in your car, truck, boat, or farm equipment seats to making boat covers or complete restorations of the interior of your hot rod, Finest Auto Trim in Grand Forks can make the inside of your rides look brand new again. Big or small, at Finest Auto Trim, we can cover it all. To check out our services, go to finestautotrim.com or stop out on Demers Avenue in Grand Forks.
Your local Circle K and Holiday Station stores are proud to support high school activities. Stop by the new Circle K location at 1316 South Washington Street for not only gas, but a wide array of hot and cold food, snacks for everyone, and a car wash. Open 24/7, 7 days a week. Since 1972, Jarrell's Sports Center and Hockey World has provided year-round sporting goods, apparel, and of course, hockey equipment and training tools. You'll also find they have a state-of-the-art skate sharpening machine to give you the edge you need. For anything sports, stop into Jarrell's and Hockey World.
Add a pop of color and excitement to your next celebration with Balloons by Misty. Their one-of-a-kind balloon design skills and creativity will make your event unforgettable. It's always a party at Balloons by Misty. Visit balloonsbymisty.com today.
Ladies and gentlemen, we welcome you back as we're wrapping up the post-game report in East Grand Forks. The Green Wave fall to Detroit Lakes in a close one by a score of 14-13. This post-game show is brought to you by Lake Region State College. We change lives. And also Spray Advantage, everything you need for the chemical and fertilizer application on your farm. Adrian taking a look at the field as the fans are filtering out. It looks like head coach Ryan Kosowski has the seniors gathered around him for what will be their final game played at the East Grand Forks High School outdoor athletic facility. So I'm sure he has an emotional message to his players out on the field, and they left their entire heart out on the field here tonight. Just an amazing matchup and an amazing display of grit from this Green Wave team, refusing to give up and clawing their way back into this one.
Yeah, Sam, and Kozowski is a coach that we have long respected. We interact with him quite a bit. Comes to the coaches show. He's a frequent flyer. He's always in good spirits, but you know what? It's tough to end your home season with your group of seniors in a loss, but I have no doubt that he's finding the right words down there in the field in what undoubtedly is a tough time. You know, again, Green Wave falling a tight one. But again, Kozlowski sharing a moment with his seniors as they leave this field for the final time. Certainly what will be emotional again, that close, just a game of inches. You know, when you stack it all up and grub it the other way, it's about 5-6 plays that really end up making a difference in this one. Green Wave just happened to be on the other side of it. Although they do have an opportunity against Thief River, it sounds like, next week. Not sure if that's Tuesday or Thursday. We will get that confirmed for you. Sam, one final element of our post-game show, that is our Proceed highlight of the game. For those of you tuning in over the airwaves, we apologize you guys aren't going to be able to see this one. This highlight is brought to you by Proceed. Need seed, think Proceed. This one is going to be that Schmiederberg touchdown with 10 minutes and 45 seconds remaining in the fourth quarter. From 16 yards out, pretty much running that same gut punch play, and you really find some wide open space here. Luke Carpenter had a perfect camera angle for us on this one as you see him bust into the end zone and celebrate. This one will also jump in as our Balloons by Misty celebration of the game. It's not a celebration until the balloons arrive at a pop of color with Balloons by Misty. Folks, that's going to do it for our broadcast. For Lukey Carpenter and Sam Jensen, I am Adrian Cummings. This has been a nice night of football. Green Wave fall and a heartbreaker 14-13 to end their home slate. That's going to do it for us, folks. Catch us back here, Appointment Radio, tomorrow night at, I believe, 6 p.m. We're going to go live with the number 1 versus number 2 Class AA matchup on the other side of the river. Red River playing host to West Fargo Horace in what should be a nice game. We thank you for joining us. We thank you for listening and supporting KNOX. Couldn't do it without our partners, and we could not do it without you, our